Welcome back to another episode of Nat 2.
Nat 2.
Where's just the two of us?
Naturally.
We were in New York.
A lot's happened since last we recorded. Oh my gosh. On the outline, I wrote episode 36.
Episode 36.
Bet with a lowercase b and a capital episode. I don't want to have you at the edge of your seat because I'm not going to. But the short version is... your girl's unemployed. It's so funny. I kind of want this to be on here, like, not even necessarily because it would be of interest to anyone, but because I want to go back and listen to this in like a year from now and be like, that was the week that I fully quit my job.
You're unemployed. And now
I'm unattached. I'm fully unemployed. I haven't been unemployed really, like, part-time at the very least since I was 18, so...
It's crazy.
And I'm 29 now. My birthday!
Oh, yeah.
So, I quit my job, and then 2 days later was my birthday.
And then 2 days after
that,
we went to New York.
And spent a whole bunch of money that I no longer have to spend. We came back 2 days ago, that evening, and then yesterday we sure did mean to do some stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Anything
at all. And then I broke my glasses, and let me let you all know I am legally blind, so I can't function without them. Got them back today. I not only broke my glasses, but also my fucking windshield to my car broke.
Yeah, dude.
And
a week of events.
Yeah,
certainly.
I lost a second job. I mean, I quit as well. We worked at the
same place, and so she quit in solidarity, and also
then got my windshield cracked. And
your windshield
it's gonna be $800 to replace. Okay, but you know, car insurance, baby. I just have a higher deductible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and
all in
all. We're here.
We're here now. Now we're here. And we're here to bring over the airwaves to you.
Airwaves?
The airwaves. That's a term?
Sound waves.
The airwaves.
Is it airwaves?
Yeah, because it's like, like over the airwaves, hot 92.3.
I guess so.
The airwave. I don't know.
Sexiest radio alive.
Hot, sexy, freaking sad... I'm
sexy and I'm sad.
Sexy
Who wants
and
some?
Sad. Friggin', fingers and yezzy. Pardon my coughing.
So, anyways.
I'm sexy and I'm sad.
Just
the sound of my tears.
Well, that's us.
Yeah.
Short intro.
We gotta do a short intro because, we set an alarm, and then I, strategically and fully on purpose, unplugged your phone that was charging to be our alarm.
And so we woke up way later than we wanted to.
Yeah, and then I proceeded to coerce you to continue not doing anything. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff done.
Not really.
In a short amount. Yeah, we did.
I mean,
clean the rat cage. Bada bing. You made the breakfast. Bada bing boom.
I got my glasses.
Got the glasses. Got boba tea. Saw the hot guy who works at boba tea.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows us, which means that we spend an inordinate amount of money on boba tea.
And we were at a different location than where he usually is
He said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, and we went, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Oh, this is my other store that I don't work at." And I was like, "What?"
It's funny to think that is, like, in English, shows, like, familiarity. Being like, what are you doing here? Which is objectively extremely interrogative and can be interpreted in a variety of ways. It's so clear that it shows, like, familiarity. Yeah. But, like, perhaps maybe in your potential native language...
that means something bad.
That would be bad and not, like, chill customer service moment. Anyway, still... mic stands poppin'. Love those mic stands.
It's great.
Improving our quality of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's been a hot minute since the last episode, so let's see if I could do this recap.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute for us. What's it been, 2 weeks? Something like that?
Something like that.
So you got it, buddy. Hit it. Smack it. Hit it and smack it. Smack it and hit it and hit it and smack it.
Last episode, we'll go through the characters. Iffy, Yezi, and Tavamil with Thalen, they went to the tavern, and Iffy had a little moment of not being fully present with reality, and was remembering some moments with Vatil. It was with Vatil, but it was also just generally her and the after effects of when a certain fellow stripped her of her weapons while they were out in the field, and she had to find her way back fully unarmed, and basically tore into this guy enough that he was not fully with it when they got her off of him. And in the medical tent afterwards, had a moment with Vatil of him promising to her that he was never going to let anything like that happen again, and that he was going to keep her safe. He said some really fucking cool, like, some kind of declaration, which was insane. And then she came to, and Thalen kind of brought her back. It was like, what the heck? And they had a conversation about whether or not Iffy should actually be there, because Yezi is under the belief that Iffy is going to put them in danger if she's doing this. And everyone else was pretty much not in agreement. And Iffy informed everyone. She was like, I did not know that this was a problem. The first time I got revived was about 2 years into the war. I've got revived many times after that, and I fully survived a war. It's been 15 years where I've been like this, presumably 14 years, something like that. I think I'm doing pretty well for myself. And that pretty much convinced everyone of her capabilities. They all went to sleep. Yezi and Tavamil had a little discussion about why people don't want to tell Tavamil anything, mainly because Tavamil was asking Yezi why she wanted to be an assassin if she didn't know that part of it was killing people. Which, I mean, obviously, you know.
Did you not know that that's what an assassin did?
Did you not know that you have to kill people to be an assassin? And then that basically wraps up them. And then Vahrae.
Well, that all happened, and also Yezi getting a little drinky.
Yeah.
I think, I'm gonna be for real, I think all of that happened in the prior.
It did, but I just want to kind of...
Okay, and then in this episode, there was Iffy, in the last episode, Iffy and Vatil had an argument.
Right, yes.
Right, yeah, okay, and then Yezi got hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yezi got hammered, and it was basically, she just, like, was thinking about fingers, and like him what him telling her that he wants her to stop following him around, because she kind of made it into a little game, but it wasn't really. It was very hypocritical of him, because he would follow her around and watch her and stuff, and he was like, stop doing what I'm doing to you, because it's not okay if you do it, but it's fine if I do it because it's on my own terms. And she's like, oh, is it now? All right.
That's how that works, I guess. And
so there was that, and then Iffy and Vatil had an argument about, basically, Vatil was talking to her about what it's like to be living in, like, an orcish keep, and that he doesn't really know what it's like to have a family that cares at all about any aspect of him. And Iffy was like, well, I mean, it's different for everyone. I don't really want to talk to you about my situation. Thank you very much. And basically, Vatil was like, I used to separate myself from you guys. Like, you guys used to not be anything to me because you couldn't be. Yeah. But now you are. And he was talking about, like heaven to me, because he was talking about what where people go, and he doesn't really have an answer to that. And like, what should he tell people when they're like, is he in a better place? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah. And if he was like, well, I used to believe that we would go somewhere, but I have died so many times, and there was no idea of anything. I was dead and then I was alive. So maybe when you die, you just die. And she was like, so now I don't know. I have no idea, and I should be the one to know because I have died a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing. As far as I know, there is nothing. And I was talking about that, and talking about, he's like, what heaven is to me is, comforting a soldier and comforting one of you guys. And if he was like, you say that you were disconnected from us and that now you are not, but you still are. You're still so disconnected from us because your idea of heaven is taking care of us, not your idea of heaven being the people that you supposedly care about not having to endure something like this. And I think that she's like, you think that you have connected yourself with us, but you were so disconnected that any kind of lesser disconnect feels as though you're connected. Mm-hmm. And she's like, if you actually were connected with us, you wouldn't wish for us to be here at all. You wouldn't wish for your ability to comfort us. You would wish for the fact that you didn't have to do that. Like, that was her kind of perspective on it. Mm-hmm. And he was under the impression that she just wasn't listening. She's like, I am listening to you. I just disagree with you, which you're not used to because nobody's going to disagree with you.
Yeah. He had an idea of how she was going to respond.
Yeah.
And then when she responded differently, it bothered him that he was wrong.
Yeah.
Really is the main thing of it.
And if he's like, I have no problem with disagreeing with you, as you know, and you're speaking to me freely, I'm going to speak to you freely. I'm still going to listen to what you say. I'm still going to do what you tell me to do, but I ain't going to agree with your viewpoints on this subject. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I just wish that you would care about yourself and that you would find that within yourself, because if you did, then maybe you would realize how you should care about other people. And this is a little iffy mental breakdown for you guys. And he was like walking away, getting all upset. And if he was like, I care about you, I always have, and I just wish that you would do that for yourself. And then he left. So there's that. Vahrae was able to convince his parents for him to come with them to the castle. They were not going to bring him because they were like, he is not of this caliber, and they hid it under the ruse that he didn't have an invitation and that was going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. But then it came out that Yusufi was going and she didn't have an invitation. She's just more of their standards. Vahrae used a little bit of suggestion to get his mom to agree and try to convince his dad to let him come, and he was able to convince them. Mm-hmm. He went upstairs, had a conversation with Yusufi, in which it came out that Yusufi is very sad and bothered by the strenuous relationship that Vahrae has with his parents, and she's also very bothered by the fact that she has to live the life that her parents want her to live. And she has to grow up. She has to do things that she doesn't like doing, and freaking broke Vahrae's heart. Mm-hmm. And so Vahrae promised Yusufi that he was going to behave and get along with his parents. And honestly, I mean, he's like, I'm promising this for you, but also I have to do this. I have to be let in the castle and do this part of it, or else Farneel is there's no helping him. And then we had a little bit of Etheod and Finch. Etheod was basically, they were let into the house. I mean, Etheod pretended like he broke his fucking shoulder
to protect Lucien from getting a hug when Lucien had a perfectly serviceable plan.
Like he knew.
Well, I know, but still.
You should be thankful that I did that because
my plan was going to work.
I defaced myself for you.
You defaced yourself.
Yes.
You debased yourself.
This isn't my native language. I don't fucking know.
It's not mine either, is it?
I don't know. I'm younger than you. I've had less time to learn it.
Debased. If you defaced yourself, you would have written wanker on your forehead or something like that. Defaced yourself.
Anyways, he did that. And they were let in and shown a room and, was basically given terms for their ability to stay there. Like, you're gonna fix my son's arm, you're gonna stay in this room. I think that there was 2 rooms they were gonna stay in.
Yeah, at the end of the hall.
Yeah,
across from each other.
And
one for the boys, one for the
boys.
The boys room.
The boys. And Lucien paid for it all. It was like hecka expensive.
Yeah.
And Lucien's friggin' balling out, Mr. Doctor.
What can I say?
And then Finch talked to Jack, his brother, Jack Robin Green.
Had
a little discussion with him, and basically got Jack to be like, well, all right, I guess these guys are fine. I don't know. They make me feel a little funny, but, if you're saying they're fine, Finch, then they're fine. And Finch was like, they are. I love you, Jack. I'm going to go talk to the guys for no reason. Just a little guys meeting. And then he proceeded to blackmail them into letting him go on this adventure with them.
Adventure.
I want to go on an adventure, and I'm going to blackmail you into letting me go because otherwise kids got no choice. Kids don't have free will, and so I gotta play the system. And that's it.
Expertly done.
Thank you. I'm pretty useful. So this adventure, I'll be pretty useful in this adventure. I have no morals. And...
All right, so... You get your parents to let you come with them.
Ooh, hooray.
Yusufi needs you there, but also doesn't want to be the audience to your parents' conflict. And so, have you decided that you're going to be on your best behavior? Or is it just like let the chips fall where they may?
No, he's going to be on his best behavior because I think he's like, if they let me in the castle, but my parents don't want me there, they'll find a way to not
prevent
let me.
You from, right. So you got to kind of like suck it up, bite it back, or whatever, and just whatever. So, as a result of that, so far, this carriage ride, which has primarily consisted of all of you, in order to make sure you were there on time, you left in the nighttime, get a good chunk of traveling done while you're asleep. How did Vahrae sleep last night?
I feel like pretty poorly, because I think that he's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to get there, and then what am I even going to try and find out? Who am I going to talk to? What am I going to do?
You've not been given a wild...
I'm just here.
Yeah. The thing that you do know, though, that they also probably know, considering the fact that you told them, is that you are able to talk to them.
Yeah.
From wherever you want. You're able to talk to them. You're able to talk to Farneal if you need to, want to.
The only thing about that is...
Oh, there's a distance limit to it, right?
No.
Okay.
Message has a distance limit, but he has sending, but that's a freaking 3rd level spell slot.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely not using message.
Yeah.
So, something that you would presumably use sparingly, but you are able to.
Yeah.
So, in the event that you are, getting in a scrape or something like that, you know that you can, you are able to do that in the event that you're like, I need direction. The only thing about it is, as we have discussed, as per the rules that we've established so far, you have to speak out loud.
For sending.
Yeah. So, either way, if you need direction and you can put yourself in a place where you can speak freely, you can get it. Anyway, so you're on the carriage. It's about midday now. You stopped and had breakfast, at some whatever.
Yeah.
And you've been listening to the soulful stylings of your parents absolutely trashing every component of it. They're like, the sausage and the toast were touching each other. Like, I don't want them to be served on separate plates. And that, nonsense going on. And your sister has been knocked out the whole time. Like, sweepy in the sweet peas.
In the sweet peas.
In the sweet peas. She's been freaking just like uncharacteristically for probably a girl of her age.
Yeah.
Has been just like freaking conked out, like head lolling to the side against the thing since you left. Woke up that morning, had breakfast, and went back to sleep.
Yeah.
The carriage, of course, the inside is beautiful. All of your much luggage is in a separate carriage behind this carriage. And it is, beautifully ornate and everything. There are times when it is more ornate, like decorated with, more finery.
Yeah.
But your mother and father opted against the gold-trimmed curtains because of the nature of the lands through which you were traveling.
They were worried about, like, getting robbed.
Problems, yeah.
Okay.
And in addition to these things, you can see, this because obviously you saw them before you left, but there are guards that you have brought with you.
Okay.
So there are 2 at the front, 2 in the back, on horses, decorated in whatever finery. Although it is, ridiculous in the way that really they're there to protect your parents' wealth, that is kind of necessary, like a necessary move. So it is midday as discussed, and so you're clip-clopping along in this carriage. Is there anything Vahrae's trying to get into?
I think that he's like, okay, my parents are supposedly growing Water Clary still. And that's going to be a chunk of change for, like, their wealth and whatever, because it's freaking sought after. And I think that he really doesn't know anything about the business or anything like that. But I think he does know that, like, he'll walk past the fields and he can tell that they're not growing as many flowers as maybe they typically are, or that they, like, would in the past.
Yeah.
And I think that I think he's like, okay, I'm going to try to ask my parents some questions that are maybe try to make it not sus.
Right.
But I'm going to try to poke their brain a little bit.
Okay. See, they're talking to each other, and your dad's like, yes, well, for lunch, I just wait for dinner. We'd get to the castle town, the hotel. I don't think that we should take our chances with one of these little, tiny hole-in-the-wall places. Yes, I agree with you. I
have a question.
Yes? Look, if it's about lunch, we're not sure yet, as you can see.
No, I don't care about where we eat at all. I was wondering something about the business. I was curious.
Your mother and father, like, pass each other like a weird, confused look, like this is not something that you talk very much about.
Yeah.
And your father kind of, like, sits up straight. He's like, yes, what would you like to know?
Oh, profits have been good recently, eh? I mean, I've noticed that around the house you've, like, had renovations done and stuff.
Yes, I mean,
They're better than usual.
Yes, quite considerably better than usual. Not that that's, as we were, comfortable beforehand. Now we're just a bit more, I mean, your security, that's certainly not a problem, and, money to do some things that we'd like to get done.
Right. Why are they better this year? I mean, I've noticed I've walked past the fields and we're not growing as much as usual.
Oh, well, we have spoken with a new, business manager. I mean, your mother and I these days, we're
Vahrae, as he's talking, wants to cast Detect Thoughts on his dad.
Okay.
There's a lot of rules, so I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
Casting time is 1 action. It's up to a minute. For the duration, you could read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast a spell, and as your action each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, then they're unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts, like what is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. So either way, the target... It says either way the target knows that you're probing into its mind. Unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts.
I'm going to roll a luck check to see if your father has ever had this happen before and would have cause to know what the peculiar feeling he is feeling is.
Okay.
We'll say, he's a businessman, quite wealthy, but he's also sort of, as far as you're aware.
Like non-magical.
Yeah. So we'll say...
non-alchemical.
10 and lower, he is none the wiser.
Okay.
And anything above 10, he knows what's going on. Okay?
What'd you get? All right. I think that he wants to, as he's talking, he wants to probe deeper. Or actually, what are his surface thoughts?
His surface thoughts are... so you're going to go through with it anyway, even though you don't know the role?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would have had to for him to know the feeling. His surface thoughts are not me probing deeper. He doesn't have to make a saving throw for that.
Oh, it's just if you probe deeper?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So, as he is talking to you and you're asking, what was your prior question? Why are they
why are they better even though we're growing less?
As I'll tell you what he says, and I will tell you what his thoughts are.
Okay.
So when he says, we've spoken to a new business management team, and they've really, they've done with our resources. I mean, it's been marvelous. I never would have dreamed. That is what he is saying. Mm-hmm. And his surface thoughts are, as much as I really am not, partial to any of this sort of elegant cuisine, I've got to use the bathroom, and I do hope that soon we decide, to take a rest.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna probe deeper.
He's gonna probe deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he has to make a wisdom saving throw, and the DC is 13.
Okay, he made a 5.
Okay.
The information that you are looking for, obviously, is why their
profits are better.
Yeah. You get the sense that as he is talking about new business management doing, it's been doing better than he thought would be possible, all of that, you get the sense that that is accurate. Mm-hmm. You don't sense any sort of, obfuscation. He's trying to, adjust your, direct your line of inquiry or anything like that, trying to hide anything from you. That seems pretty genuine.
Yeah.
And you feel that there is, however, a component of unease.
Okay.
So you sense a bit of unease when he gives you that answer.
Okay, so what are his deeper thoughts?
He is You don't sense any sort of like concern or anything like that regarding answering your questions. If anything, he's just surprised that you're asking them. And you just feel like a general anxiety. But in his head right now, other than I have to use the bathroom and this is the answer to your question, the only deeper of note feeling is sort of general fear.
Okay.
And you also get the sense that he is, yeah.
Okay.
I'll say that.
I think that Vahrae, as the spell is still continuing, and he's still kind of looking into his deeper thoughts. He's like, what is it that we're growing this year?
The usual suspects. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've not been out into the field, so I've had no reason to go as of late. And when I met with the royal family to discuss what they were looking for, I mean, that was primarily, we were wined and dined, so it never got there. But, the usual things, petunias and such, lilies and...
Right. What are his deeper thoughts on that?
That is accurate. And he's answering your question. Now you get the sense that he's kind of like raising an eyebrow at you for your line of inquiry. And also that he is reminiscing fondly on this meeting with the royal family and having enjoyed aforementioned wining and dining. Yeah. And he's kind of like elbowing his wife, who's like also reminiscing about it.
Yeah. Are we growing anything new?
Perhaps. I mean, as I've said.
Do you not know? I mean, shouldn't you know about all this? Like what we're growing and what we're selling and stuff.
Well, it's not my position anymore, is it?
Anymore?
Look, Vahrae, we've gotten a new business manager and...
I don't know what that means.
Do you not?
I mean...
How ridiculous. We started this business.
Right.
Your father, and, I've been with him all the way. And, once we started being more significant to the royal family, and we received more than we could have possibly hoped for. And
did we become more significant during the war?
Well, of course we did.
Yeah. Is it because of what we were growing then?
They both kind of pass a look over to Yusufi, like a brief one.
She's asleep.
Well, naturally, I mean...
When did we stop growing that?
When did we... What?
Stop growing that.
Stop?
Did we?
Well, as I've said, I'm not in charge of that sort of thing anymore. Perhaps we have, perhaps we've not.
What are his thoughts on that?
He's getting a little more afraid.
Okay.
Like that's increasing. It not only that, but sort of you get the sense that he feels sort of emasculated.
Emasculated?
Yes.
Ooh, can I roll insight on why maybe he feels emasculated?
Yeah.
Okay. 22.
You are asking him these questions, and he sees you looking at him, mm-hmm. and he is your father.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to be able to answer you in a way that is satisfying. And also, when you ask these questions, his wife is looking to him as well.
Yeah.
So there's the fact that he is not aware of what is going on makes him feel like he should.
Oh, okay. Basically.
And maybe that's a way that he has felt, but has been sort of swept away in the you know that your parents came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And so this is all very, very cool for them, and they're kind of happy to be swept away in it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I mean, so we could still be growing it, but you wouldn't know?
I suppose not. I mean, I don't know why all of a sudden you've taken such an interest in...
I don't know. Yusuf was talking about it earlier. Not that, but, business.
Yusufi was talking about the business earlier.
Yeah, isn't she going to take over it
Well,
eventually?
Your brother seems to have no interest in that, so I suppose...
Brannock.
Yes.
I mean, he's never around, so...
Your all insight on the peculiar look your parents are passing back and forth.
17.
Your mother's brain is saying, "Oh, why has he brought up Brannock?" And then your father's just like, "Oh, come now, darling, it's all right." You know, that it's a sore spot, clearly. Maybe that's what was supposed to have happened, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, I'm just curious, because, you know, I walked past the fields that we have by the house, but, you know, I don't see any of that. Do we grow them anywhere else?
Well, of course. I mean, we wouldn't be able to sustain what we've production with just those 2 fields. I mean, we've always grown things elsewhere, Vahrae. You've visited them before.
Well, I've visited the one that's on the outskirts of this town, but, I mean, is that it? Just that field?
Well, no.
Where are the other ones?
In various locations. I mean, what, are you going to go on a tour or something?
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm interested now.
Are you still probing thoughts?
Yeah.
Would you like to probe deeper?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
He has to make another wisdom saving throw. 13.
Okay. When he says this, you get the sense with his surface thoughts that he's being a little bit cagey.
Yeah.
And when you probe deeper, you roll a 4. You hear plain as day in his brain him say, and kind of stop himself from saying, "I don't know."
Who's our business manager? Who is that? Do they work for the castle?
They're affiliated with the royal family.
What's their names? The name of the business.
The manager.
Yeah, I mean, is it a team or is it just one person?
Oh, certainly it's a team. It's managed by a team created by the royal family for this purpose. So
specifically for you?
Specifically for our business, yes.
Oh, who is it? Do you know their names?
Well, no, but we're not meant to.
Or?
Why would this information be useful to you anyway? It's not useful to us. I mean, we just speak to them and we
who do
discuss.
You speak to? Did it not tell you the names?
We speak through a representative from their team.
Who's that?
Darling, why all of a sudden have you taken such an interest in this?
What does his thoughts say when he asks who's that?
Do you roll? He'll make a wisdom saving throw for a name.
Okay.
One of these days, I'll roll something better. Are you looking for the representative in question?
I guess, I mean, the representative in question, or even who the business manager is, or the name of maybe the team. Like, if there's like a business management team name, that kind of thing, or any kind of whatever he's thinking. He's like, I'm just gonna hold on to a name because then I have something. Because he's saying that he's hands off. He doesn't know. I mean, it is true. He does not know where the other fields are. He doesn't know what they are growing, or maybe he has some idea of what they're growing, but it's not clear to him. And he is fully believing upon the fact that his parents are very hands-off on this business now. And I think part of it is like, okay, not only do I need to know this, but they're going to get Yusufi wrapped up in this. And that is not what I want.
So when you ask your father, like, who the name is of the person that he speaks to, with your brain probe... you hear the name Fanon Tressar.
Fanon?
Yeah. Fanin, not O-N. Fannin.
Tressar. Okay. Do I hear anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Just, it's a long carriage ride.
Well, I mean,
Thinking.
We should stick to conversation topics that are light and cheery, especially considering our destination, you know.
Is this not cheery? I mean, it's the reason why we have a bunch of money.
Well, I mean, I suppose. I just mean you're asking quite a few quite invasive questions about...
Are they invasive?
Well, I mean, honey, she looks like your husband. And he's like, well, I think that, if you would like to discuss the interworkings of our business, perhaps there's a better venue.
All right. I'll stop.
All right. Well, I suppose we should get something to eat. I know it's not ideal, darling, and I would like to wait till dinner, but it might be. And he's like looking around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you hear beside you.
Is the brat awake?
No. I'm awake though. She's like rubbing her eyes. And she kind of like kicks you. She's like, her feet are by where you are. She just like sticks her leg out a little bit more.
That's not ladylike.
She looks at her parents, who are like talking now to each other about like where they should go. Your dad like leans over and whispers something in her ear, and she like goes, I suppose we should stop then. Your sister's just like, she looks at you and kind of like opens her mouth to say something, and then like shuts it and like kind of like sits up.
Okay, Vahrae's gonna cast message. He's gonna drink a little potion.
Mm.
And he's gonna think to Yusufi. What?
Vahrae.
What?
I don't feel so good.
Nervous?
No.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Something we ate, maybe.
Right, well, we're gonna be stopping soon.
I think we need to stop now.
Ask him.
But...
Yusufi, you're a big girl.
Mummy! Like turns, and your mother's just like, she like turns to look at her like, yes, sweetheart. And she's like, Mummy, I'm gonna throw up. Like, oh, well, stop the carriage. She like gets her, like tells the drivers, like, yes, would you be able to stop the carriage? My daughter needs to use the facilities. And my husband, are you feeling all right, Vahrae? She's like turning, like look at you.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And she starts like looking at herself, like patting her stomach, being like, I think we should wait until we get to the castle town to eat anything else.
You guys are so used to it.
I'm not sure. I just, all of these spices are just so... And your sister, like, the moment the carriage stops, your sister, like, pushes the door open and, like, runs out. And when she runs, like, with her arms up. You know what I mean? Like, she runs...
Vahrae puts, like, a friggin' hand on his face, like, oh my god.
She runs like she's never run and doesn't know how to. And she, like, gets down. And one of the knights or guards like gets off his horse like he's gonna help her down, and she just fully blasts out of the carriage, and he's like, oh, well, I say,
Yeah.
And like helps your mom down and your dad down. And the place that you have stopped, you weren't traveling through a town, but it's like the equivalent of like a rest stop type situation. It's like Vahrae. It is not, however, Vahrae. But it is similar to Vahrae in that it's like a collection, a few houses, horse, like, like a little community of people. Like, if you've ever been to West Virginia and there's just sometimes several houses all together, it's like that. It is, you get the sense, Vahrae, even though you are not ridiculously well-versed, I mean, how boonies is this for you? Like, how...
I mean, I think that he hasn't really left... Scalery that much. Because I think that he's just like, I've been around there. I've been to the castle, which is outside of Scalery, but obviously that's pretty bougie.
Yeah.
And Scalery itself, I think, is a massive town. It's not even like, you couldn't even call it a town. It's like a city.
Yeah.
And so I think that he's like, this is really out there, but I don't think that he is very surprised by it. Like, I think that he's just like, whatever. I mean, people, there's not cities everywhere.
Yeah. Good roll. Go to roll an insight check on this place.
Okay. 18.
Even with your lack of experience with this sort of situation, you get the sense that there's a transient quality to this little place.
Okay.
Like, it's like there's an inn, a few like businesses, like someone would travel here to get their carriage wheel fixed or something like that, like on their journey to somewhere else.
Okay.
And as you have been walking, on this carriage journey, you've seen now and again, other people on horses, other people in carriages, people walking by the side of the road, travelers.
Yeah.
It's like relatively a well-traveled road.
Okay.
So chosen for its well-traveled nature. You're not going to get, the likelihood of danger is less.
I think that Vahrae probably like steps out of the carriage and he's just like leaning up against it, kind of looking around, like looking at everyone and like enjoying. Wait, is it still nighttime?
It's midday.
Midday, right?
Yeah.
And kind of enjoying the like sun on his skin. He's like, all right, this is fine.
Yeah. What are you? It's probably, let's say, like 50 degrees outside. Your mother and father are dressed like if you are a human and it's 50 degrees outside, to like light jacket, sweater affair.
Yeah.
What is Vahrae dressed in?
I feel like he's wearing like, he has like a leather jacket that he always wears. I think he just has that and like a friggin' pants that have holes in them and like a dumb shirt affair, like nothing of any
Your
note.
parents have rolled their eyes many a time at your attire. And you can see around you as you look around. What is your destination? Yusfi has run into the tree line to throw up.
Yeah.
Your mother and father are looking for a place that has a bathroom that doesn't smell bad and failing. What are you doing?
I think he's literally just leaning up against the carriage, like just watching other people walking around. Is it still Wethway territory, or is this now in the Talenthi region?
You are solidly in the Talenthi region.
Okay. I think that he's like looking at Eladrin's. Like he's like,
wow.
I've only ever seen one of you, and this is. What the fuck why do you look like this?
So as you're looking around, the Eladrins that you are seeing, would Vahrae know if there's summer or spring or, I mean, winter's pretty evident.
Yeah,
but...
I think that probably he knows that there's, 4 seasons, obviously, because there's like the season festival, I think, what was it called? Turn of the Seasons Festival? Yeah. That's why they were so against it. And so he's like, I know that this is a thing. And I think that the reason why he's never really seen any Eladrins is because he lives in a community that is very like, we don't want you here.
Right.
And so Eladrins are kind of like, we're not going to mess around with that.
Yeah.
And I think that he knows about that, and I think that as he's like looking at people, he's like, I think he's kind of making it a game where he's like, right, leaves. What? Wow, you really do have that going on for you, like whatever. And he's like, they're a bit red, maybe autumn.
Are you trying to be covert?
No,
about this?
I think that he's just kind of like
then
staring at people.
When you notice that them and you take a look at them, every single person in this little community is staring at you.
Yeah.
You guys, but you also. Like, your parents are, like, approaching with a guard, as well, to be like, hey, we seem to have to use the toilet, and, that. And so people are kind of giving him like the do you realize what you are and what we are? Like kind of like treatment. It's been a few years since the end of the war, so you know, maybe imagine that there's less of that.
Yeah.
But there's certainly, even from your vantage point, you're getting a frosty reception.
Yeah. I think that who is like near him?
There is, good, roll a perception check.
11.
You look at people trying to figure out what they are. They're looking at you trying to figure out what you are.
Yeah.
And you're kind of passing from meaningful look to meaningful look. And so you see kind of vaguely around you, there was a little girl who was getting water at a well. Mm-hmm. She fully just stopped and is staring at you guys. You can hear your sister deleting her lunch away. And you can hear her because you have her number. You can hear her like whimpering, like who likes to throw up, you know? So she's like, you know, all sad. And one of the guards, like, you know, with her, patting her on the back and stuff. And then just a smattering of other folk. And, you know, in your sort of cone of sight, but no one who you can see or you are aware of that is really doing anything other than just giving you like a meaningful look.
Okay. I think that he like looks at someone that is looking at him and he like smiles and he waves, kind of like, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. Could do anything about it.
What is the type of person that you're looking at?
I feel like he is like, all right, not gonna look at any children because maybe they will think that whatever, like I don't want to scare any kids, you know, unfamiliar, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at any men because maybe they might want to fight and I don't want that smoke right now. And so I think that he like looks at a lady that's probably like around his age or just like a younger person because he's 19, so he's like whatever, and you look like you're also within that range.
Yeah.
So I think that he looks at someone like that
and smiles and waves.
Yeah.
You see this girl, she has kind of like a scarf wrapped around her, so it's kind of hard to tell, even for, you know, you who is not well-versed, it's even harder to tell like what she is.
Yeah.
It's an orange and brown scarf kind of wrapped around her face, and she turns to look at you, and when you wave at her, she kind of like smirks a little bit and like waves back at you.
I feel like he like kind of smiles a little bit like, oh, okay. And he starts walking towards her.
Okay, when you do that, she's with a couple other people that are kind of just other, like, generally in the same area. It looks to you as you approach like they were making baskets, like just, you know, the stuff to sell at this little store that they have. And when you start approaching, you see that the other two girls kind of like all of a sudden baskets are super interesting.
Yeah.
Where this one girl is like looking at you and kind of drops hers slightly. It's a pretty good walk too. Like you're not like next to her, so you have a lot of time to consider your life.
I feel like he continues walking forward, and I think that once he feels as though he's in earshot, I think that he's just like, what we're doing arts and crafts over here.
Sorry?
What are you making?
Fancy boy like you's never seen a basket before.
Fancy boy.
And she's gonna like take a look at the carriage.
They may be fancy. Do I look fancy?
She like rolls her eyes and looks at the other two girls. And she's like, of course you do.
Do I? What about Miss Fancy?
She's gonna kind of like look away a little bit.
You shy?
I don't know. It's just been I guess a while.
Oh, she's seen a High Elf.
I've spoken to him.
Well, first time for everything, right? I guess it's not your first time, but reintroduce you to it.
Well, if you'll come here.
I'm just passing through.
Is she alright?
She will be. You, cuisine here. It's not up to the standards, I guess.
She's gonna, like, raise an eyebrow.
You use spices. Worthwhile cooking is a bit bland.
Do you work for them or something?
No. Just around, I guess. And my association with them don't really matter. You know, this might be... I don't know if this is crass of me, so forgive me. What are you? I know, obviously, you're an Eladrin. What season are you? Been trying to guess. Can't do it right.
Do you really not know?
You have a pretty scarf wrapped around you. Can't see your face.
Summer?
Summer. Oh, is that why you got the scarf? A bit cold.
Is that funny?
No. Just a question. It's a bit chilly for me too.
Do you want one?
I want to vote.
And she pulls out of the bag that she has on her hip a scarf.
I feel like he walks forward and he kind of like kneels down, you know, like on his heels and stuff. I feel like he's very close to her. He's like looking her in the eyes and he's like, oh, one of these. He like reaches forward and like rubs it, the one that she's wearing, in between his thumbs and kind of pulls it down a little to like reveal her face more.
You feel she kind of withdraws slightly.
How much?
I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
What?
When are you not thinking like that? It's a gift.
Is it? Oh. He's gonna like look down at it. What does it look like? Does it look like hers?
No, it's like the same kind of like tartany pattern. But the one that she's wearing is like, you know, warmer colors.
Yeah.
And this one is like kind of like lighter greeny yellows, like linen-y colors, like light colors.
What do you think this matches me more? Does it match my complexion? He like holds it up to his face.
Are you sure you're not ill as well?
Wow. Ouch. Look, I just happen to be of a lighter shade. You should see some of the people that live around me. Green as could be. My best friend. Best mate. He looks like he's ill all the time. We say he's part orc.
He's green.
Yeah,
I'm saying it because you're pale.
Oh, because I'm pale. Well, I tried to get some sun, but...
Green's healthy.
Healthy?
And not for me. And not for summer. I guess you've got a thing or two to learn. You see that she opens her mouth to kind of like say something else. She kind of like hands you the rest of the scarf, like you had just taken some of it out of her bag.
Yeah.
She goes to kind of hand you the rest of the scarf, and you hear all of a sudden coming from behind her a voice go, "Tira!" And she like turns around, like looks really quickly, and you see appear in the doorway of the house behind her quite an imposing looking Summer Eldred.
So your dad?
Sorry. And she pulls the scarf out, it kind of like tosses it at you.
Yeah.
And her and the girls all run over to him.
I think that he stands up and he's like, "My name's Vahrae, just in case you were curious."
He kind of like brings them all inside and kind of passes a look of derision in the direction of the sort of business that your parents have just exited.
Yeah.
And like kind of looks at you. All he's doing is standing in the doorway and looking at you.
I think he waves, kind of smiles and puts the scarf around his neck and then goes back to the carriage.
So, as you walk back to the carriage, you see your parents are exiting this business, kind of like, you see they're kind of giving you like a glance and they're like, whatever, whatever that was. They're like walking back to the carriage, talking amongst each other. You see many eyeballs following them as they walk, guard with them. And you see your sister is kind of just like standing next to the carriage and just freaking like looking around like a prey animal, just like everybody, and holding the hand of one of the guards. And she looks a little less like you. She looks a little less pale.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like standing there. And what are you doing?
I think that as he's walking up, he's like, "Yusuf, why do you look so scared?"
You gotta roll a perception check.
15.
You see that she's looking at something.
He's gonna like follow her line of sight.
And when you follow her line of sight, you see that as you have walked over, the guard has kind of let go of her hand, is getting back on the horse. Your parents are getting back in the carriage. And he kind of like has given Yusufi to you to an extent. Like you are now in charge of her life. She's fussy with everyone, and you have infinite patience for your beloved sister, and not everyone does.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting back on horses and stuff. And as you walk over, she looks up at you with this fear. You follow her line of sight, and as you follow it, you hear her say as you turn, "There's a man in the bushes."
Whoa.
And you hear, all of a sudden, an impact on your carriage.
Okay.
You hear it, and it sounds like shattering glass.
Okay.
And when your eyes turn to look, you see something kind of make its way, fly out of the forest, and smash against the side of your carriage.
All right. And what happens to the carriage?
The carriage is fine.
It's just.
Are you looking at the object that was thrown?
No,
or the direction from which it was thrown?
I think he's looking at the direction from which it's thrown. But as long as it's not like, oh, I'm looking at this and I can feel that the carriage is on fire. Yeah.
Roll a general perception check for all situations.
Oh, nat 20.
Baller.
I couldn't tell because it was one of those little pictures. I'm like, is this a nat 1 or nat 20?
One or the other. So you see that as you kind of like reassert your stance, you feel underfoot glass. It's certainly glass. Like you're certain of this. As someone who has dealt with broken glass once or twice in his life. And you can smell the alcohol.
Ah, okay.
It does not smell like alcohol only. It smells like, it smells bad.
Yeah.
Period. But also there's like an alcoholic component to it. So you imagine that's what it was. You see around you when that happens, guards kind of getting off horses, and as they also walk in that direction, and Yusufi's frozen behind you. She doesn't move at all. The glass bottle exploded on the back of the carriage, which, with your nat 20 you put together, is solidly away from you two.
Okay.
So, like, the attack was on the carriage and not necessarily...
Not her.
Yeah, not her and not you.
Okay.
Because she was closer to it, but it wouldn't have hit her.
Okay.
You see this person who's in the bushes. Yes, he was in the bushes, but he wasn't like obscured.
Oh, he
really.
wasn't like hiding himself.
No, it's someone who was not in the town who approached. Like he was walking.
Okay.
And happened to pass like your carriage.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do next?
Is he an Eladrin?
Okay, so you're trying to like determine.
Yeah, I'm
factor.
trying to see why he would do that. And he's like, well, if he's an Eladrin, all these folks seem a little spicy towards us, so maybe he's just like, get out of here.
Yeah,
which we intend to do.
Certainly, he's more than likely an Eladrin. You see him. He's shaded by the like trees and bushes. He was like walking like semi in the tree line, presumably. And so when the guards kind of come out, you see him kind of navigating that, and he leans forward into the sunlight, and you can see that he's an Eladrin,
mm-hmm.
and that he is relatively scruffy looking, you know?
Yeah.
He is kind of bundled up, so presumably summer, and you hear as the guards kind of approach him say to them, "Well, that's just a bit of a joke."
Okay.
No need to get all up in arms.
What, are you afraid now? Didn't realise that there was guards around?
The guards are kind of approaching him.
I feel like Vahrae sees them, he's like, don't bother. It's fine. Like, saying that to the guards.
Mm-hmm. So you intend to, like, call them off or something. And you hear from the inside of your carriage, your mother and father, you know, the noises of fear. Your mother is like, "What on earth was that? We're under attack."
No, we're fine. It's fine.
Yusufi,
just go into the carriage.
Yusufi, like, freaking, like, stands, like, she, like, stands over to, like, where you are. Like, she's, like, getting close to you as opposed to going inside the carriage.
Yeah, Yusufi, go in the carriage.
And she's, like, you can tell that she's kind of, like, she doesn't really care what you have to say.
I feel like he looks down and he, like, kind of pushes her a little bit towards the carriage. He's like, go.
And she kind of, like, puts her head down and just, like, goes into the carriage. And you see as she rounds the corner, like, the arm of your father, like, grab the back of her clothes.
Yeah.
Your father, like, comes outside and is kind of, like, surveying the scene, like, trying to figure out what it was that's going on. He's like, "Vahrae, come inside."
It's fine. Really. It's just a drunk.
And you hear behind you the guard, like, the sound of, like, general, like, guards, like, talking to him. He's much louder than they are. He's like, "Oh, I said there's no need to be so handsy." What are you gonna do, huh?
I feel like Vahrae turns around. He's like, "You sound funny."
You turn around to say that, and you see that one of the guards has him by the collar.
Yeah.
And is kind of, like, walking him backwards.
I feel like Vahrae says, "Hey, I said there's no need. What are we going to do? He's a drunk."
"What, you scared, lad, huh?" He's, like, talking to the freaking guards. And, like, there's a conversation, part of which has taken place outside of this. And the guard's like, "What am I afraid of? What, you?"
"Let go."
"Afraid of getting killed by all your little friends."
"What are you going to do?" I feel like Vahrae's walking forward.
"I've got so much High Elf blood on my hands.
"Oh, you're in the
Happy
war."
to get them wet again." He's, like, not even acknowledging your existence.
Yeah, I feel like Vahrae walks up to the knight that's holding on to him and, like, puts a hand on his shoulder and kind of pulls back a little bit. And he's like, "We need to get on the road. Don't we? Get there on time."
"With all due respect, Master Vahrae, you don't understand."
"My understanding is not contingent upon you listening to me. Master Vahrae, right?"
You see him, like, this person chuckling in front of you as the guards, like, have him by the collar. He's like, "Oh, you better listen, you little dog." And the guard is like, you can feel like shaking his grip.
I said let go. Go back to the carriage. Make sure my sister is fine.
He's gonna kind of like look at you with just like rage in his eyes, and he looks back at the guy. The guard is not gonna say anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like gonna shove him backwards slightly.
Yeah.
You see when he shoves him backwards, the guy falls on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Him and the other guard that's with him start just like stalking back to the carriage, and the man is on the ground in front of you, and he's like, "What are you laughing at, huh?"
One shove, and you're out of the game.
Roll a perception check.
16.
You recall when you walked over a cane lying on the ground that was presumably wrenched from his hands.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's going to go back to it, pick it up, and bring it to the guy. Here.
Get away from me.
You want it or not?
What are you lot doing here? Huh?
Passing through.
You've done enough. Parading yourselves around in front of us.
Going to the castle. Your king invited us.
Did he know?
Yeah. Seems as though still have him whipped. You want this or not? Wouldn't want to leave a hurt veteran alone in the forest. What kind of man would I be?
A man, eh? And he starts like getting himself to his feet, and it looks so fun. The whole process looks super happy, and he like nods at his cane. Keep it as a souvenir.
I would want that. He drops it in front of him. He turns and he starts walking away.
He's just gonna stand there, just watching you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Is she alright?
Who? My sister?
Yeah.
Oh, you care about that?
I didn't hit her, did I? I said it was just a bit of a joke.
What are you going to do about it if you did? Apologise?
I suppose. If I could have the opportunity.
You don't sound like an Eldrin.
He's gonna like laugh and kind of like he's like puts his hand on a tree and just starts walking towards you. Not strictly. Not really.
Well, you hurt your brain too.
Perhaps.
Yeah, well, it's none of your business. We'll be moving on. Get your way.
But it's quite a novelty, innit?
What?
I've not spoken to one of you lot. Not ever, if memory serves. Not like this.
Are you interested?
Sort of a novelty. Usually it was all just gurgling and spitting. Begging for their mother.
Well, I wouldn't know. Never met one of you either. Till today.
You seem like a good lad. As good as High Elves can be.
Plenty would disagree.
Do us a favour, master.
Oh, I like it when you call me that. Say it again. Get on your knees.
A mouth on you, don't you? Stick it to them guards for me, eh?
In what way?
I get creative.
Is that going to keep you warm at night?
Something's got to, isn't it?
Well, you're interesting to say the least. Thanks for the entertainment.
Go to my size.
With pleasure. He's gonna turn and go back into the carriage. He opens it and like just climbs and sits down. He's like, "All right, we're good to go."
Your family's cacophonous. What is going on? Speaking to this man who hit us with an alcohol bottle. This is terrible. Let's go. You know that. Whatever. And you see Yusufi. There's like a window that she was like staring out of and like continues to stare out of. Like as you come back in, she like makes sure that you're okay and everything's fine, and then she kind of just goes back and she's clearly looking at the guy.
Yeah.
And your parents are just like, you know, can you believe that happened? The damage, we're going to have to get that fixed. We can't pull into the castle town with a big, you know.
Listen, we've got enough money to fix it. It's just a drunk man. I feel bad for him.
Why would he do something like that?
No. People tend to be racist.
Is he racist? Oh.
Seems as though he is.
Yusufi, please, you do not need to concern yourself with things like that. He just hit us with a bottle. I think I would like to make sure that I know why. I don't want to get hit with a bottle.
He's just an angry man. Probably got hurt in the war. Blames it on us. Had a cane. He's no danger to us.
Did he?
Eh.
You pushed him over?
I didn't push him over.
That's not nice.
I gave it back to him.
Besides, that's not even who threw the bottle.
He threw it.
I don't know. It's somebody else.
What are you talking about? Is there somebody else there?
I don't know. Maybe it was him. I just thought maybe it was somebody else.
Why do you think that?
Because the person I saw didn't have a cane.
Did he not? Was he all bundled up?
No.
What did he look like?
It was hard to see.
Try your best, remember.
I don't know. He looked like a big man.
Big man?
Yeah. Like the one that was talking to you before.
Oh, really? Alright. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. We're on our way. Carriage probably isn't even damaged. It's just a bit wet. Glass can't do that much. You didn't get hurt. Everything's fine.
Alright. She's gonna like look back, keep looking forward. You can tell that like behind her eyes she's like, what the heck was that? You know, like trying to figure it out.
I think that Vahrae's like, why would he take the blame if it wasn't him? Like, why would this guy take the blame if it wasn't him?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like, especially he's, you know, it seems as though limited mobility, you know, he got shoved down and freaking could hardly get back up. Needs a cane, looking worse for wear. And I think that he's like, honestly, it doesn't matter. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. Not going to care to stop the carriage and go run back to him. Hey, why would you do this?
So you keep it rolling, keep moving, going off in the same direction. Slated to arrive there that evening.
All right.
Anything else Vahrae wants to do?
Don't think so.
Alrighty.
Whose character sheet now, baby?
Etheod.
All right. Etheod and Finch?
Yeah.
I am here. I am here as well.
Me too. Me too. I'm also here.
Attendance is done. I think it's bowing because that's what we do in school.
It's roll call, mate, ain't it?
Attendance. You could be gone. You're an Eldwin, so you wouldn't know.
Well, I'm not human right now, so. Besides, we have roll call. Make sure you're there.
It's called attendance.
All right, mate. Whatever. Agree to disagree.
No.
All right, so we pop back. Finch has just finished blackmailing the boys.
And I'm feeling great about it.
Lucien, Fingers, and Etheod saying, hey, I'm going to join you guys, or else I'm going to tell everyone who you are and what's going on. So there's that. Hello. So there's that. Meredith is talking to... Oh, by the way, so Atticus Finch... So we forgot about the renowned novel To Kill a Mockingbird.
We were somewhere and somebody was like, I was reading the novel To Kill a Mockingbird, and the dad, Atticus Finch, and I went, oh no.
Oh no. So it's an homage to him. Good thing that Atticus Finch
is a good guy.
Oh, Atticus Green is a good guy. I mean, technically his name is not Atticus Finch.
I have to say, I made Douglas Finch green, and then I was like, okay, what are some old names? And I wanted the parents' names to, like, start with the same letter. And so I was like, Adeline is cute. We'll do that. And then I was like, what's an old dad name? Freaking, I don't know, Atticus. And I was like, I think my brain was like, Finch? Atticus Finch? You remember that.
Yeah, somewhere deep within.
But I'm not going to tell you where you remember it from.
Yeah, until it's way too freaking late. So, that's that on that. He's a good dad, and
and Atticus Finch is a good guy.
And Atticus Green is a whole different guy. And Finch just so happens to be his son's middle name, and we're not making any kind of statement or anything. It just worked out this way. So that has just happened there in the room. They're gonna go send Finch out to do tasks because they're like, as much as possible, we should stay in here.
Yeah.
And then Meredith and the kids are pretty much golden. They're not hiding. They don't have any reason to hide.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be who they're supposed to be. So yeah, that's the deal.
Okay.
Did he just send Finch to go do something, like get them food?
He sent, food was one of them, and then Finch is like, my mom is making pot roast, and then he's like, it's pot roast night or whatever, and friggin' Lucien was like, it's what? And he's like, pot roast.
Pot roast.
Yeah, and he was like,
cool.
okay. And so that is whatever. But the other thing is he's like, make sure that people don't bother us.
Yeah, cool. So Finch has now fully locked this in.
Yeah.
His brain, and every cell in his tiny, 10-year-old body is fully, the goal is fully the nucleus of that cell. So, Finch is sent on his way. Etheod, Lucien, and Fingers still in the room, awaiting food. Where's Finch going?
Finch is briskly walking down the hallway, his little shoulders waggling. I think that he goes into the tavern, like into the main part of it, and he's looking around, and he's looking for his mom, and he's looking for Jack.
Okay, Jack is still kind of sitting at the same table and not doing much of anything at all, just sort of sitting there, like, head in his hand, daydreaming about various things.
Okay, he's gonna go up to Jack for a bit. Jack!
What's that, kid?
Do you remember where we keep the do not disturb signs that we hang on the doors?
They're in the room, kiddo. Huh?
What? Are they?
Yeah, why would we hide them?
I don't know.
They're in the rooms, kids, so that they can use them at their leisure. You know?
Oh. Well, I have a request for you.
All right, what's that, huh?
Can you leave the people alone?
He's gonna like raise an eyebrow and say,
well, sometimes you like...
Am I known for being particularly invasive or something? I mean,
not invasive, but you like to talk to people, and sometimes you talk to people, and it's bad. So, I know that they're new people, but they want to be left alone in their rooms, and they paid good money for it. So, even though sometimes we do that room service and stuff,
Jack is like turning to your dad to like pass a freaking, like, wildly hurt glance, like, to your dad, who is, like, passing him one back, like, amused and, like, agonized, like, towards each other.
So, if you could just leave him alone, that would be great. Why do you look so hurt?
I'm not. He's gonna, like... He, like, puts his friggin' head in his, like, hand, and he's like, yeah, I'll leave him alone, kiddo.
What's wrong?
No, I don't know. I didn't have any intention of being a bother.
Well, I'm not asking just you that. And he turns his head. Also you. If you could leave them alone. They're tired and they don't want people
Finch, what did you think I was going to do? Make a ruckus?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you do room service. Like you deliver fresh towels and stuff. And
yeah, well, only if that is asked.
Well, I do it even if it's not asked. So I just wanted to make sure.
That's my little boy.
I just wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I mean, there are guests of honor. I have no intention of making their stay.
I know.
Well, I mean, after your little stunt today, Finch.
They are honorable.
Friggin' Jack and, like, your dad just, like, start chuckling.
What's so funny?
Nothing, kid. It just seems like you've taken a shine to them quite quickly.
They're great. They're really funny, and they are responsible, and they fix my arm, and they're going to fix it even more. And there's a bunch of kids, and usually there's no kids around here, and this is great.
Well, I know that's exciting for you, Finch. Well, I'm happy to not disturb them if that's what they have requested of you. And Jack, he's gonna like gesture at him, and Jack is gonna like mock salute and just like go back to staring at a wall.
I feel like he also salutes back to Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, it's good enough, kiddo.
Good enough is not good enough. I want it to be perfect.
He's gonna like adjust your hand slightly.
It's good.
Nods.
Like, does the full salute.
He kind of like you did, the motion was wrong or something.
I'll keep working on it.
Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?
Mom said it's pot roast, right?
Yeah. Pot roast, potatoes, and when he does it, he looks at Jack, and Jack is looking straight ahead, like, unmovingly. And your dad looks back at you.
Can friggin' Finch roll insight on that?
Yeah.
13.
Your parents and everyone kind of, like, the vegetable as a spud.
Yeah.
It has been renamed potato.
Okay, does Finch know why?
Finch, no, this is a phenomenon that has occurred gradually at Jack's request.
Okay. Jack, can I not have a question? Can I ask a question? I already have a question, but I need to ask it.
What's that, kiddo?
I wonder, why are we not allowed to say spuds anymore?
Your brother is gonna kind of just like look at the table and start staring at it. And he's just gonna smile. And your dad is gonna be like, yes, and bread as well. So
that
if you'd
wasn't
like
an answer to my question.
Hey, Finch.
Yes.
I'll talk to you real quick.
Okay.
And he's gonna kind of like pull you away, and go ahead, roll a perception check as he kind of takes you away.
7.
You hear your brother mumble something to himself.
Okay.
And your dad kind of like pulls you away, and he's like, Finch.
What?
I'm not good at whispering. Finch. Finch. Your brother doesn't like that word.
Why? Well, that's what I was asking. I mean, I assumed that he didn't like it, but I didn't know why.
You know how you wanted Jack not to talk to, disturb our guests?
Why?
And you remember why.
Why? He sometimes says weird things like, your face is pretty and is probably looks like mine on the inside, which is, I don't know what that means, but it is weird.
Right. Well, he doesn't like that word, and it makes him say things like that.
Spud?
Mm-hmm.
Is he like a sleeper agent? You say that and it activates his weirdness?
Yes.
Alright.
And we want to keep his weirdness unactivated.
Why is he weird?
Well, you know that he went away for a while.
What, when I was younger?
Mm-hmm.
He was gone.
Well, it's got to do with that. So we are a potato family now.
Alright. That's a sufficient answer.
And your dad's gonna, nod at you.
Where is Mum?
Your mother's in the kitchen at the moment, preparing the pot roast.
As it stands.
Yeah. Finishing his, description, and he's you hear it, get quieter as you walk away. Are you saying anything else to Jack or anything walk past him? Okay, cool.
I think as he walks past, he just kind of looks at Jack, trying to see if he could hear what he's saying.
Okay, roll a perception check.
15.
You see that he's just now kind of looking at the table and smiling.
Okay. I think that Finch is that's creepy. Keeps walking.
So you go into the kitchen where your mother is preparing aforementioned pot roast.
Mommy!
Oh, hey there, Finch. Any way you could give me a hand with these things? Your brother was supposed to help me, but he's not back as he said he was gonna be, and so now...
Where did August say he was going to go?
He didn't say.
Well, with our deductive reasoning, was there a girl that came into the tavern?
Of course there was a girl.
Well, there's only 5 houses here.
Of course I know where he is.
Where is he? I feel like as she's saying this, he's helping her with whatever.
Yeah, he's preparing stuff. I don't know what he's doing with this girl, but he's meant to be back to help me now, and he's not.
Well, which house is it? Is it Olivia's, or is it Jessica's, or is it maybe Tabitha's?
I don't know, Finch. Maybe it's all of them, huh?
How could he be at all houses at once?
Well, going from one to another. I just don't know what to do with that boy anymore.
Well, I have an idea. So, first off, don't bother the new guests, please.
What? And she's gonna turn raise an eyebrow at you.
They don't want to be bothered. So, and they're tired. So if you could leave them alone.
Somebody else telling me what to do. Well, guess what? I don't appreciate. I'm here slaving away, making all of these things. I love you too. And she's gonna puts her head in her hands, tears start falling down.
I just mean,
I just want to make sure all my little boys are all right.
Well, because I cut up the potatoes. And he looks at his
You
mom.
guys both pointedly look at each other.
Like you asked me to. Now because
you're a good boy, Finch.
Thank you, Mommy. Now because it's done, I'm gonna go stop by the houses and find August and bring him home because I miss August and I want to talk to him.
Don't bother. I'm sure he'll be home before nightfall. He's supposed to be home in the middle of the day to help me with everything, and he hasn't. And your father tries.
I'll be quick. And then he's gonna hop off the little stool that he was standing on because he was tiny, and then run out the friggin' back door.
Finch! She's just gonna you're just gonna keep running.
Yeah.
You're gonna go out the back door to go locate August.
Yeah. Can he make a insight check as to who August's favorite gal is?
Okay, go for it.
Unnatural 20.
He's had them all around. Olivia, Jessica, Margaret, Tabitha. But you know that a lock of his hair is in Jessica's locket.
Good lord. Okay, he's gonna be running down the street and he's gonna run to friggin' Jessica's house.
Okay, so you're running down the street to Jessica's house. Cut to Etheod, Fingers, and Lucien just chilling in the room. Lucien is, nodding off, just, hanging out there. He's sitting up, he's trying to prevent himself from doing that until food arrives. So you can see he's kind of just,
Why don't you just go to sleep?
What was that, mate?
Why don't you just go to sleep?
Because I don't know what's going on.
What?
We've got a little rat boy running around doing errands for us.
Right.
I guess you're alright.
I am fine.
Your little act you put on. Kids in the other room, It's just beyond these doors. There's a load of people with no idea we are. And the only way we can be safe is if it stays that way.
Right.
And knowledge of our, who we are, what we're here doing, is in the hands of a 10-year-old child.
Well,
so pardon me for being a bit antsy.
Well, I mean, you're actively falling asleep. What are you going to do about it by being awake?
I can be worried about it.
Well, that's productive. I do have to say, he has motivation to make sure that we are not found out. So that is good. Also, I could trust a 10-year-old kid. I was pretty capable at 10 years old.
I guess, he was walking down those tunnels by himself. I don't know.
Look,
I wasn't when I was 10, that's all I'll say.
Well, I feel like Etheod's kind of staring at the ground, and he's just the way that I see it is, there is no recourse. We just sit here, and then hopefully he is doing what we asked him to do, and we just are that, we are here, and us being vague is not going to do anything to help. Honestly, it will probably make it worse.
Yeah, what are we gonna do about it, huh? That he's on the level and it doesn't say anything to anybody, or we gotta figure something else out, I guess.
We just have to accept our fate. We don't know what it is that we are accepting, but it is condemned to us.
Well, and he's gonna look at Fingers. You look quite exhausted. Well, don't you put that in motion? Fingers gonna be oh, I meant for you guys. I'm.
Oh, good Christ. Why don't both of you go to sleep and then I'll fuck around here, I am well rested.
Alright.
Alright.
I'll go to sleep.
Good, but...
He's gonna raise an eyebrow.
And I'll shut up, I think.
You're gonna stay here?
Yes. What am I? Why would I leave?
Well, I don't know. Just making sure. And he's situating himself on the bed for sleep. And he's gonna kind of like look over at Fingers. And he's gonna be like, "Did you go to sleep as well, mate? I mean, you were passed out top of the carriage. Surprised you didn't fall off." "I'm not tired anymore."
That's I can probably guess that that's not true.
You can see that he's like, dark circles like rubbing his eyes and stuff, and he's like you go to sleep and we'll play.
Look, if something happens,
listen.
If something happens, I'm not going to pull a Yezi and not let anyone know what's going on. I will make it known. Look, you can't be angry at me for saying that. It's true. She didn't say anything at all.
I'm trying to figure out to what you are referring. I'm not mad. What do you mean she didn't let us know what's going on?
Well, from what I heard, she didn't say anything about the assassin.
What assassin?
What
you mean the guy?
Yes.
Well, I mean, she did to me. And he's gonna put his hands behind his head, just kind of lay back against the wall and be like, "You sleep, man. He looks over at Lucien, and Lucien is knocked out.
That should be you too. You look like shit.
Thanks, man.
No offense.
Look, I'm not saying I'm tired, right? I'm tired.
Right.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to sleep.
Why?
I'm just not gonna be able to.
Okay.
Well, there's books and stuff. I don't know. Busy yourself with something other than asking me questions. Get you a ball. You can bounce it or whatever.
Are you irritated? Going to give me orders?
No. I think I've revealed enough corners of my heart to you today.
I am not asking you to reveal more.
You don't know what you're asking me.
What? I think Etheod's like, what am I asking you?
He's gonna look over at the bookshelf and look back at you.
Do you want a bedtime story?
You could read me a book.
Okay.
If you want. I mean, you don't have to.
I don't know.
Well, we gotta be quiet, huh?
Yes. That he's looking around oh right, we are in a okay. Kind of crawls over to the books and he's like, what do you want me to read to you?
I don't know anything about books, man. Just pick one with cool stuff on the cover and we'll go with that, huh?
Well, none of them have illustrated covers. This one, it says, the boy in the ship. This one says, if the stars were mine. This one says, Dragons 101.
Oh, that's cool. I like dragons are cool. Let's do dragons, huh?
Okay. He pulls it out. I feel like it's a really thick book. Mm-hmm. It's a deep red cover with gold embossed, just Dragons 101. Mm-hmm. And I think he opens it. And he opens the second page and there's a map and he's like, I don't know if this is real. And he turns it around to show Fingers, and I think it says freaking the Isle of Clino. Mm-hmm. He's like, is this real or fake?
What, the map?
Have you ever heard of the Isle of Clino?
No.
Okay, so then it must be fake. I don't know.
What? Oh, my having not heard of it automatically means that it's not real?
I
don't know. Hey, Etheod, I don't know anything.
Me neither.
Well, here, just pocket it. We'll ask Lucien later, maybe.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could read it still.
Well, yeah, but what is it?
Oh, rip the map off?
Oh, is it? It's attached to the book. I thought maybe it's just an insert.
No, it's
Oh, what is it? So what is it? what is it? A map of where dragons live?
I mean, I think he's like looking at it, and he's like, well, it says the Isle of Clino, and then it says there's little towns on the air like Vahrae, and that's one I cannot pronounce.
Here, let me see.
Right here.
I don't know why I thought.
I don't know either. And then he turns it back around. He's like, I mean, there's dragons drawn on it.
So I'm imagining that it's got to be.
Maybe we should read the fucking book.
Maybe, yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
He like turns the first page. He's like, dragons have been found far and wide in the Isles of Clino and elsewhere in the world.
You are interrupted by the sound of your own stomach growling.
I happen to be very hungry.
Where's Meatball with our pyros?
What?
Bird boy.
Ratman?
Look,
let's give him a bunch of different nicknames.
Etheod, if he's gonna extort us, then I'm calling him whatever I want to call him, okay?
Maybe he'll extort us even more if we give him bad nicknames.
Alright, yeah, maybe, alright. Well, he's, between us, he's...
Meatball. Bird boy. Ratman.
Fart kid.
Do you want me to go find out?
No. We'll just starve, huh?
I don't... You know, I think that I'm pretty okay with not starving. So... Look, I mean, I'm not cold.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just feel like we should probably just... Listen, what's gonna happen is this. Alright? You ready for the truth? You are gonna put your friggin' little baby hands on the doorknob, and okay. Lucien is going to friggin' wake up like you slapped him across the face. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to use your powers.
My powers?
Yeah, your sneaky powers to get you out of here without that. But if he wakes up and you're not there, what am I gonna do, huh?
Tell him that I went to go get food.
He's not gonna... Etheod!
Shh!
Like, both look at Lucien. We'll roll a sleep check. You, look over at Lucien, and Lucien, eye twitches slightly, but he's, still asleep.
That's not my only fucking concern. What if they hear you through the door saying Etheod?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, well, yeah, oh. Lemon.
The point is this. Why'd you say that so... I don't know.
What, wait, are you attracted to
no,
me?
No, gross,
you're
no.
Missing Yizzy.
Yeah, alright, yeah, so, and what, huh? The point is this. I don't think you should go anywhere. I think you should just stay here, just wait, and maybe...
Okay, fine. Let me read more of this book to you.
Alright, fine.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Where was I? Found... Okay. They are also found in other places.
Your stomach growls again. Hey, Etheod, can you shut up so that Etheod can read a book? Limit.
They're also found in other places of the world, including the archipelago of Yennev. So this must be real.
What? Start over.
What?
You'd do that. Yeah. And while that's going on, Finch has left and arrives at Jessica's house.
He's knocking on the door real loud.
You're knocking on the door real loud. Are you just knocking, or are you doing whatever?
I think he's fist closed, banging on it. He's like, Jessica!
Boom, 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 boom. You're doing that on the
Jessica!
door. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. That one.
All you can hear is the sound of your knuckles reverberating against the door frame.
Jessica!
And you hear like, you feel behind your knuckles, they get pushed closer towards you as the door opens. And your brother is in the doorway, and he is adjusting his clothes.
I knew you would be here.
Hey, Finch, what's going on, huh?
You're supposed to be home.
What are you talking about? What time is it?
I feel like he, like, brusts past freaking August and goes into the house.
Whoa. He's, like, trying to, like, pull at your clothes to get you to stop.
What?
Shut your eyes, kiddo.
Why? He's, like, looking around.
And, like, you hear, like, the running away, you know? Like, you hear, like, feet on the ground. And he, like, grabs the back of your shirt and, like, yanks you back towards him. And he's just like, you can't just be walking into people's houses.
Why?
Because sometimes they're, you know, doing stuff, you know, come on, Finch. And he's like pulls you out the door and, like, shuts it behind you guys. And he's, like, pulling on, like, a sock. And he's just like, what do you mean I'm supposed to be home, huh?
You're supposed to be home helping Mom with dinner.
What are you talking about? It's morning.
No.
I don't have to be home for another, like, 6 hours.
What time do you think it is, August?
He's, like, looking around the world, you know, whatever, and he's just like, what's it? It's like 7 a.m. or something like that, huh?
No.
What time is it, kiddo?
7 p.m. 12 hours from when you said it was.
Oh, gosh, all right. Is she mad? Is she mad?
What do you think?
I don't know. Well,
there's a what that happened. Look at my arm. He, like, lifts it up above his head.
Oh, Finch.
I broke it.
Doing what?
I jumped off the roof of the carriage.
Finch, how many times have we told you not to
Everybody's getting on my back about that, but it's fun. And most of the time, I'm fine.
Well, it looks... What, did Dad fix you up? It looks...
No, so I met some people that are going to the castle town, and one of them is a doctor. And so he fixed my arm, and he is going to fix it more tomorrow, so I don't have to have a splint on it.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to go on an adventure with them.
Right. Are you gonna go see? Linus?
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and roll a perception check.
10.
Behind you, you see, like, you are. How do I put this? You are in between August and the door. Mm-hmm. Like, when August went to, like, experience the splendor of nature and find out what time it was, he kind of walked out a bit. So now you're between him and the door. Mm-hmm. So he is facing the house. And all of a sudden, while you're talking to him, he kind of, like, makes a, like, gesture in the direction of one of the windows. And you turn to kind of find out what's going on. And you see Jessica, presumably, peek back out from, like, she, like, goes behind the curtains again.
Jessica, I know that this is your house.
Don't worry about her, all right? The point is we gotta go, huh? So just give me a minute. I'll be right there, okay?
Do neither of you know how quarks work?
Well, we've been doing stuff.
What have you been doing?
You know.
No, that's why I'm asking a question.
Like board games.
You've been playing board games? What board games? I really like grub worms and ladders.
Well, we played quite a few, and we've been playing them all night. Just give me, like, 1 minute, huh? And he's gonna, like, duck behind the door, and then you just friggin' hear on the other side of the door. What do you do? Are you trying to hear, or are you, like, just standing there staring?
I think he's, like, staring at the door, being like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you see after that, you hear, like, I'm sorry, like that.
Yeah.
And then the door is open, and August is launched out of it, and then like, after door shuts and then opens again, and some of his belongings are then thrown out and then shuts again. And he's just like, all right, well, kiddo, I guess let's get a move on, huh?
Is she angry?
she's not gonna stay mad, and he's gonna scoop you up to sit on his shoulder and walk you back. And he's like, doctor, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's a doctor, and he took care of me, and they'll...
Is he just roaming around?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that guy was a doctor, the one of the posters.
Oh, the winter guy?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild. You're meeting a doctor and there's one roaming
Well,
around.
no, he was with an orphanage. So I guess the orphanage got attacked by bad people, and so they can't stay there anymore, and so they're going to the castle town.
Oh, what, like in Waypoint Town?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, well, I can see, that's a dangerous place. I can't believe that folks bring you there.
Because I like the adventure, and I talk to people, and I roam around as a rat, and there's a rat city under the Waypoint Town, and it's actually quite clean.
Yeah? It's quite clean?
It's quite clean.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just don't think it's advisable, Stuff
I
like
don't
this
think
goes
that
on.
it's advisable that you have relations with Jessica and Tabitha and Olivia and Margaret.
He's gonna waggle an eyebrow at you and say, "Look, kiddo, you don't know anything about that."
Well, no.
There you go.
But I do know that Jack wants a lady, and currently you have all of the ladies in the town. And I think that's unfair. You need to share the resources.
Look, Finch, how do you think I got all the ladies? I try to introduce him to Jack, and then he says stuff like, I bet your face, the inside of your face, I bet I know what it looks like. He says stuff like that and chases him off. What am I supposed to do, huh? And then they need a shoulder to cry on, and I got 2 available.
Do they need 2 shoulders?
One for each lady.
2 ladies?
Like, they could cry on another part of me if they wanted to. I mean, I know how to treat them, Finch. And when you get of age, I got secrets on secrets that I got to share.
What is of age?
What are you now, 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 6 more years.
16?
That's 10 plus 6, and he's walking back towards you.
Well, one of the boys is, I think, that old. I don't know. So there's the doctor, and then there's 2 other older kids. One of them, I think, is a lot older, maybe not a kid. And then one of them, I think, is a kid, but he's really, really tall. And then
it's a bunch of guys.
Well, 3 guys. And then there's a lady that is the one that takes care of all the orphanage kids. And then there's a bunch of orphanage kids.
Was she, huh? Was she pretty old?
Yes.
Well.
I
don't know.
As old as Mom.
I see. Well, certainly, got to make sure we get that guy a drink, huh? The one that fixed your arm
Well,
up.
he wants to be left alone today.
Look, kid... no one's gonna say no to a free drink.
I don't know.
I'll just do a shot with him.
Well, not tonight. He wants to be left alone because they're tired and he got hurt a little bit.
Well, if he got hurt a bit, then he's definitely gonna want a shot.
August.
What, kiddo? And he's gonna kind of holds you up in front of him.
He's dangling in the air.
Yeah.
Leave him alone tonight. I'll take a shot with you.
No, you most certainly will not. And he puts you under his arm like a surfboard.
His arms are just dangling out in front of him. He's looking up at him. But just leave him alone tonight, please. They've specifically requested that they want to be left alone, and they paid good money for the rooms, and they're going to fix my arm tomorrow.
Look, kiddo, you can be a lot, all right? I don't want to say anything. Yeah, you can be a little, you're talkative and you're interested and all of that sort of thing. And, sometimes that can be,
They asked for everyone to leave them alone.
Right.
You are everyone. Please.
Well, I'm just going to ask if they want one. All right?
No.
Why is this got you so upset?
Because I want to go on an adventure and I want to make them happy, and they told me that that they don't want people to disturb them, and they paid good money, and so they're patrons, and we want to serve the customer what they want. And Dad told me that that's good for business, and also I want them to be happy with our service so that when I go on the adventure, they want me to come with them. So if you could just do what I ask you to do, I won't tell Mom that you were at Jessica's because I know that she'll be angry, and I won't tell her that maybe I saw stuff that I shouldn't see.
Finch, well, you drive a hard bargain, kiddo.
I didn't see anything, but you didn't want me to see something. And so I'll tell her that I did see stuff that you didn't want me to see, that maybe my 10-year-old brain doesn't know what it is.
Well...
And that you were going to tell me secrets.
When did you get so crafty? And he jostles you a little bit. What was that? All right, well, we're here now, so puts you down, freaking ruffles your hair a little bit. He's like, I'll say, look, I was out. What do I do other than this?
I don't know.
I was working on the carriage, putting a new axle on it, huh? And I fell asleep under it.
Okay, Mom's gonna be mad at you about that. Sleeping under the carriage. She'd be scared that it's gonna fall on you.
Mom's scared of everything, and he's gonna open the door and be like, I'm sorry, Ma, I'm sorry. And she's like, you did never, that starts going on, cacophonous screeching throughout the entire friggin' tavern. And you walk back inside.
Yeah.
Cool. You're that fills the air, and friggin' your dad's still, milling about. Jack's still sitting at a table just chilling.
I think that Finch walks up to his Mom and he's like, is dinner ready?
Yes, dinner's ready. No
Yay!
Thanks to me. And she's fussing at August still. And he's just like, Mom, I was putting an axle on the carriage. He's like, you expect me to believe that? You smell like perfume. And he's like, Mommy, following after. And in front of you is pot after pot after pot of pot roast.
Yeah.
Or what? It was pot roast?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you see bread, piles of bread.
I think that Finch is like, oh, wait. He goes to a serving tray and then gets a bunch of bowls, and he's very carefully trying to hold these 4 bowls.
As you walk out, you see, with these bowls, you just exit the kitchen. Probably 50 feet away from you, your dad is walking down the hallway and is almost to the door of the boys' room.
Dad!
Yes, Finch?
I have it. I want to practice my executive function and do customer service. So if you recall that they wanted to be left alone and I have the food, and so they'll be fed.
Well, let me get the door for you.
No. I have it. Will you ask the orphanage kids if they're hungry?
All right. And he's gonna turn around and walk to the other door.
Yeah.
And he knocks it, and you hear someone go, I'm coming, coming to the door. Presumably Meredith has heard this exchange and is what the heck?
Yeah.
And so he he goes into the room presumably to talk to her. You walk to the boys' room, so you have 3 bowls of roast.
4, because he got one for himself.
Oh, he'll get you with the boys.
Yeah.
Pot roast, some bread, and that's.
Yeah, I feel like Finch really loaded up, because I feel like Finch is like, I'm hungry. my eyes are bigger than my stomach.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he there's so much bread and so much pot roast. It's like he's trying not to spill everything everywhere.
Yeah, there's like drips kind of just
it's like
being made.
friggin' heavy, and he's like
Clink of like dishes and bowls. As you walk past, like you walk down the hall, you see that your two brothers are arm wrestling, and your mom is sitting at a table in the corner, like sobbing, like just crying.
Dad.
I'm in the orphanage room.
Yeah, I think that is the door open to the orphanage room. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think that he's like, oh, okay, cool. He like kicks the door of the boys' room.
Just knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. Yes. Open the door. Oh,
it's Rat Boy. Okay.
I feel like Etheod goes over and he opens it.
The moment, like, you, as the prophecy foretold, the moment the doorknob rattles, Lucien kind of like revives, and it's just kind of like before his brain has turned on, he's like sitting up and he's like just kind of like looking around.
Man, you were fucking right.
I play him too.
What?
Nothing. He's like, look, yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back, man. And Lucien's like,
I feel like Etheod has opened the door and Finch has like walked in with the bowls.
There's like this tray's heaving under the weight of these bowls, and Finger's like, whoa, little buddy, let me give you a hand there, man.
I'm strong.
All right, do you think? I'll lap it off the tray, I guess. And like one of the bowls is like a lot of it is just in the corner. The tray has like a lip. Like Fingers was trying to like shore up that corner of the tray. And he's like, okay, fine.
I feel like Etheod like closes the door and he looms over him and reaches over and grabs it and just lifts it above his head. And Finch is like, what? And he's like trying to grab at it. He's like, you are tiny and small. Go sit down. Fine. Like, goes and sits on the edge of the bed.
When you say go sit down, Fingers, like, raises an eyebrow at you.
What?
Got one for yourself, I see there, huh?
Yes, I'm going to eat with you.
All right, and Fingers is gonna, like, kind of get up. Go ahead, roll perception for Etheod.
18.
Fingers is still looking kind of like moving kind of weird. And he gets up and like makes sure that the door is locked behind them.
Yeah.
And then grabs a bowl and sits in front of this is like a coffee table type thing. He's like sits in front of it on his knees and just starts like pounding this friggin' stuff.
There's bread too if you want some.
Lucien is gonna he's like, looking around. How sweet.
What?
That was so sweet.
What, there's bread too
yeah,
if you want
some? Sweet. Lucien's kind of like looking around, just like, getting his wits about him, looks at everything that's going on and just kind of like sits back and crosses his arms. He's like leaning against the bed frame.
Yeah, I feel like Etheod, he grabs a bowl and some bread and he freaking starts pounding it too. Mm-hmm. And I think that Finch is like looking at everyone and he grabs a bowl and he puts some bread in it and like holds it out to Lucien. And I feel like his arms are like shaking because it's freaking heavy.
Well, one of his arms is.
Oh, yeah.
His other arm's broken. That probably added to the unsteadiness. Well, mate, you shouldn't be doing all that right now.
Why?
I don't know, maybe you got a broken arm and a splint.
Yes.
Either way, I'm alright.
Eat food.
Lucien's gonna kind of like look down and kind of like look at Etheod and Fingers, and he's like, "I'll take the bread.
Eat some stew. I got it for you specifically, and this is not appreciative of me getting it and making everyone leave you alone.
Come here."
I feel like he like starts out, he looks a little bit like to the side and then he inches forward.
Put this stuff down and come here. Okay. Take the bread with you if you so choose.
Like puts it down. He comes forward.
Lucien's gonna take his hand and like put the back of it on, like reach out to put the back of it on Finch's cheek.
Ugh.
Have you put 2 and 2 together?
You're cold.
It's a bit hot for me.
Oh, you need it to cool down.
He's gonna like nod. Unless you want me to use this greater healing on something else.
Oh, wake your mouth.
Here, mate. Let's pass me some bread I'll eat later.
All right. He, like, gives him some bread. And he's like, well, the thing about the bread is that it just came out of the oven.
He, like, put it in his hand and he, like, drops it. And he's like, oh, wait, mate.
I feel like Finch is like, all right. He, like, situates the bowl and puts it on, like, on the bedside table. Mm-hmm. He's like, it will be cold in, like, an hour.
It smells good, mate.
It's really good. There was pork in it and potatoes and carrots.
Finch, this is cruelty. You get dangle it in front of his face, man. Come on, huh?
Cool.
Yeah, cool. You know, you two sound similar. Like, Fingers, like, puts a hand... He's got, like, a cheek full of stew, and he, like, puts his hand in front of his...
I feel like Etheod's, like, just eating. He hasn't been saying anything. And then when Fingers says that, he, like, looks up, kind of, like, to Lucien. And
Lucien's like, what are you talking about, mate?
We sound similar.
We don't sound similar at all. Say that word. Huh, Finch? Say that word.
Which one?
At all.
Tall.
See? I feel like I'm gonna get hurt by you. he looks up at Lucien, and Lucien is like raising an eyebrow. At all.
At all.
At all. Is that better? Are you gonna start in on me as well?
I'm confused.
What's the word?
I sound like Douglas Finch Green.
Yeah, well, you guys kind of, you do a similar thing sometimes.
A similar thing.
Friggin' Lucien is gonna, like, look at you and look back at Fingers and be like, we do not do a similar thing, mate.
Here, look at me. And he, like, turns to Lucien. Repeat after me. I love milk.
I love milk. Shut up, mate. Like, Fingers is, like, cracking up, like, friggin' hand on his mouth. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you guys, every once in a while. And he's, like, got his, like, palms of his
I don't hear
like,
it.
Mate, it's every, few words or something like that. We just, it just sounds a bit similar sometimes.
I think you're wrong.
You're entitled to your opinion. What's your opinion? I'd love to hear it.
Nothing. He puts another mouthful in. I'm just enjoying my meal that I can eat right now. It's delicious and it's great and it tastes so good.
He's gonna, like, launch a pillow at your head. Good roll, dexterity.
Okay.
Saving throw.
Nat 20.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
Okay. You dodge. What do you want to do?
He wants to preserve his meal.
Yeah, I figured. So what do you do to do that? The pillow he throws it. It's not even really going for you. It's going for the table with food on it.
Yeah. I think that friggin' Etheod is like, and he, like, friggin', like, grabs the bowl and puts it above his head and puts another arm out to, like, bat it out of the, like, way of its trajectory.
Hey, man, can you, like, calm down? I know you're upset because you sound like a boy with a speech impediment who's 10, but if you could not destroy all of our food...
I don't have a speech impediment. Yes, you do. No, I do not. My mommy and daddy said that I sound like Douglas Finch Green and that everything about me is perfect. So they wouldn't want to fix anything because there's nothing to be fixed.
And your father earlier helping you with a tricky...
Well, because he wants to make sure that people understand me.
Right. Well, either way, I can understand you fine. You all can understand me fine. Eat your food. Fill your mouth with something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you making fun of me? I didn't say shit.
For the people.
I didn't say shit.
Etheod.
What?
And he's gonna, like, look at the door, like, whatever.
I would be careful. There's not a lot of insulation.
Right. You're one to talk, mate, is all I'm saying.
I didn't say shit.
Can you stop, mate? There's a kid in here.
Stop what?
Stop saying the shit word, man.
Why?
Fingers. I've not heard you curse yet. I thought it would be funny. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna eat, huh? And he just, like, keeps pounding food.
I don't have eels that have never heard curse words before. I'm not allowed to cuss, but sometimes Jack cusses and August does too.
I feel bad about it, though. I feel bad about it. I'm sorry.
Why do you feel bad about it?
Because my mom, I don't know, she's here. She's, like, nearby, so I feel...
It's not, like, morally wrong. What the fuck was that?
You're not meant to, mate.
Why?
It's not good for you.
What?
It's no.
Is it bad for my health? Oh, if cussing was bad for your health, then Wyanus would really... He would be dead.
Well, maybe we'll get to meet him and see what you mean by that. He's like, picks up the bread and it's still like a little warm, but he just like rips a piece off and just starts like...
Waving it.
Yeah, waving it in the air, trying to get it to cool down.
I think that Finch is like, takes a bite of food. Jack really, he says a lot of things that I think are worse than cussing. What do you mean? Well, we all one day, he hugged somebody. We had a friend come over, and he hugged them, and then he said, "Oh, your bones feel strong. I know what bones look like when they're all broken apart and everywhere." What the fuck?
Well. Hey, guys, quick huddle. And Fingers doesn't move at all and just goes, maybe we should get the heck out of here. What say you guys? Was this guy safe? I don't want my bones getting chewed on in the middle of the night.
No, Jack wouldn't hurt you.
What would he do to me?
Nothing.
All right.
He just says funny things sometimes. Don't say the word spud. What? Is this
Spud
ancillary to Jack? No, don't say it in front of him. We can't say it anymore because he asked us not to. And if I say it, if anyone says it, then he starts being weird.
Right, well, hopefully we're not, as much as I like the pleasure, staying here, I suppose. It shouldn't be a problem.
Well, it has something to do with him being away for a while.
Right.
Okay. You really share a lot about yourself and your situation. I think that you could learn to maybe keep to yourself a bit more. Well, that's bowling. Okay.
And you hear on the door to that room.
Who is it?
It's me. Hello, it's August's voice.
August, I told you to leave us alone.
Look, I'm between a rock and a hard place. My, mom wants me to... I talked to her about what we talked about, and she said it was a good idea, so I brought some...
August.
What? Bring it in there, and then it'll be all right.
Well,
I
then
guess.
you have to go away.
I'll go away. This is me going away. And he's standing there. He's, on the other side of the door.
Yeah. Finch goes and he opens up the door, and he looks at whatever. He's like, "Where is it?"
It's like on a tray. It's like drinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like he opens the door and he looks at what he's holding and he grabs it and he's like, "Now go away."
He, like, puts both of his hands up and just starts, like, walking back in the way he came, and you hear your, like, mom, like, you see her, like, nod her head, like, in whatever. And so it's, like ale, like, tankards of ale, like, 3, just, like, on the house to say thank you for whatever.
I think that Finch closes the door and then walks towards them. He's like, here you go.
That's quite nice of them.
Okay.
I
think Etheod reaches for one.
Oi, mate.
What?
Will they be put out if we refuse? Have fun refusing. And Fingers reaches out and, like, takes a sip from one. It's like, ooh, that's ale.
I feel like Etheod takes a tentative sip and he's like, this is disgusting.
That's not the point, man.
What isn't the point?
After, you know.
Oh, being drunk?
I think that we should be at the, top of our ability.
Yeah, probably.
For such reasons, I will be refraining.
Well, if you don't want it, then I'll drink it.
That's not happening either. There's a plant in the corner. We can just do away with it.
Kill our plant?
It's not going to kill it, mate. I think I don't know anything about plants.
I'll just give it back.
Toss it out the window. Why don't we be put out?
Why would they be put out?
Because we're, refusing a nice gesture.
I'll say that you're a recovering alcoholic. What the fuck? What kind of kid are you?
Well, all 3 of us, mate.
Well,
did I moan that? All 3 of us, mate.
Well, one of you is drinking, so there's one. The other one, you are also sort of drinking. I'm not, I don't want to be drunk, so I will also not.
I would love to be drunk, but I guess I won't for the greater good. And he's gonna, like, look at Lucien and give him, like, a, look.
I feel like Finch points to Lucien and he's like, you are a recovering alcoholic. You are, and he points to Etheod, a kid. I'm not a kid. Yes, you are. Be proud of the fact that you're a kid.
Who tell him, mate?
Thank you. I feel like Etheod just kind of looks down. He's like, okay.
Friggin' Lucien winks at him.
Oh, stop it. And I feel like...
And I'm what, huh?
You...
I'm allergic.
Now.
All right. That works.
Finch picks up the tray and he goes back out. He's like, can someone open up the door? Etheod's like, yes. Goes over, opens up the door. Finch walks out and he closes it and he's like, what the fuck is
lock
this?
Lock that crap.
Okay.
Lock that fucking door.
Freaking locks it.
Thank God for all of that happening, or else how,
What the fuck is this kid?
I don't know. What is this place that we're in?
I don't know.
We're just going to be here for tonight.
But he's gonna fucking come with us. He's weird.
We can't do anything about that, mate. We're just going to have to live with it. We'll keep him alive, fix his arm and his arm.
Keep him alive.
What?
Oh, he's alive. He's a bit battered, but he's alive.
He did that himself, didn't he? Besides, as long as I'm there, I can...
See, but if we have to give all of our resources to this maniac who's breaking his bones every...
We're travelling with so many of the kids.
Right.
We're already in a bad way.
Right. How are we going to convince them to let him come with us if we are not talking to them at all?
How? What do you mean?
His parents. He said that that we had to put in a good word.
Don't ask me. He's the one keeping them away from us. I suppose this is a conversation that will be had tomorrow.
I guess so.
I've not got a clue. I guess it will all unfold. All I've asked is that they leave us alone for tonight. I don't think I could possibly... And he's going to, like, squeeze the bridge of his nose. Deal with it tomorrow.
All right.
All we've got to do is coordinate with your mother. When we're leaving, how we're leaving there. Also, with his father, taking the carriage there. Are we walking? all of that.
Right.
I guess we'll talk either tonight, whenever we're allowed to, or tomorrow.
Okay. Well, do you think that he would be mad if I ate his share?
Go on, mate.
Okay.
There's a kitchen with more, but like freaking pounding his freaking meal.
I think Finch is walking down the hallway with it, and he puts it back on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "They didn't want any."
Oh, did they now?
Well,
it's not good enough for a doctor, huh? Not
no,
good enough.
He's a recovering alcoholic.
Goodness.
So he's making good choices. The other one is allergic to whatever is in ale, and then the other one is a kid.
Which one of them's a kid?
Lysol.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And she like takes one of them and just starts drinking it.
August, do you want the other one?
The other one, what? And he's like in the middle of the most intense arm wrestling sesh, like absolutely destroying himself against Jack's arm, and Jack is just sitting there. And he's got he's like smirking at him. They've been at this for 30 minutes, I swear.
Can I try?
I don't know, kiddo. I mean, your arm.
Freaking runs up. He's like, I have a different one.
All right, I guess. And Jack is gonna like let go of August's hand. It like slams onto the desk. And he's like, yeah, give me some of that. And he like reaches out and has some ale. And Jack puts his arm out and raises an eyebrow.
Let's go.
He like sticks his arm out and just takes your hand and just doesn't move at all, like a muscle.
I think that Finch tries really hard.
He's like, yeah, like doing whatever. So he's a doctor, huh?
He is.
It's kind of funny, you know?
Why is it funny?
Well, we talked and... No, me and you, I mean.
White.
And, yeah. Yeah, no, like, just that he's walking around. That's pretty serendipitous.
Well, he was with the orphanage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I want you messing around with these guys, Finch. I know you said that it's all right and everything, but,
Well, I'm excited. He's like trying to push his arm down. He's taking a breather.
Mm.
I really want to go on an adventure, and they are responsible and is making responsible choices by not drinking ale.
Oh, Finch, you're not going anywhere with them. Not with your arm like that. I mean, I know he's gonna fix it tomorrow, but you're not going with them to the castle town.
Why?
What do you mean, why? And
I feel like he like stops arm wrestling.
Yeah, your mom was like cleaning a bowl or whatever, and she like puts it down and turns back towards you. What are you talking about? My little boy going with these perfect strangers?
But there's 12 other kids, and we'll be safe, and I get to see Wyanus. And I haven't seen Wyanus in like half a year.
Like, good luck, kid. She doesn't even want me hanging around with Jessica, and she's up the street.
Mom.
Finch. You're not going, kiddo.
I'll be really good. And, if I go on an adventure, I can learn responsibility. And if I learn responsibility, then maybe I would be able to do the dishes and help you with the laundry. Because then I would have a sense of a greater purpose.
Look, kid, I know you've got an adventurous soul and spirit.
Mommy.
But it's not safe, Finch.
Mommy.
Oh, don't give me those eyes.
Please. I'll be safe. They were safe, and there was a bunch of kids, and so they know how to take care of kids. And I only have my 2 friends, and I've never met any other kids unless they come to the tavern, but then they leave. And now there's 12 kids that I could meet, and 2 of them are really pretty. and they were nice, and they were playing games with me.
Oh, I see what's going on, Finch. And August kind of like elbows you a little bit. Are you still arm wrestling Jack?
No, he's like fully stopped.
Jack leaves his arm out for a little bit afterwards and then slowly puts it back in his lap. And he's like, I see what's going on, Finch, and I'm in full support. A kid's got to learn how to do what, huh? How to shack up with girls? Like, that's a skill? I mean, clearly it is. And, like, August, like, turns and looks at Jack, and Jack is just kind of, like, smiling, just, like, staring out and smiling, and you hear him go, I love this family. And you hear the door open and your dad walks in. He's just like, now, what's all this racket I'm hearing outside? You're going to disturb our patrons, sweetheart.
I want to go on an adventure, but Mom won't let me.
And he like gives her like a look, and she's just like, no, we're not going to start with this. He's not going. I'm not going to have this conversation.
I will be safe, and I really want to go and spread my wings, because if I stay here, then I will he like looks at August. I'll end up like August, who's never been anywhere.
August like looks at Jack, and Jack says, you've never been anywhere. And August kind of just looks back straight, and he's like, I guess not. And your dad is kind of like giving your mom a look. She's not really listening to you.
Yeah.
And your dad's gonna say, what is he, huh? Don't start this with me again. What did we name him? Tell me, sweetheart. Is he a snail? Atticus, please. Is he a wood louse? Your mom, like, raises an eyebrow. She's like, no, he's not a wood louse. Is he some sort of mole boy? I mean, I think he could be. She, like, looks at you, and he goes, what is he? He's a finch. And what do finches have to do? They gotta spread their wings. But he's my little boy. And she, like, looks up, and he's just like, I know, sweetheart. But you know what a struggle it is to get him to do the dishes. And now, at least he'll step up on the stool. We don't even have to ask him anymore. He steps down, doesn't do any dishes, but we're a little bit closer. Just some more time, some more responsibility. He's gonna have to look after himself. He's gonna have to, be useful to their group. I think it's a great opportunity for him. And he's gonna, like, looks at her, she looks at him, she goes, well, I'm talking to him first. And she, like, puts her hands up and just starts walking towards the room with the boys.
Oh, what now?
And she's gonna look at you like, what do you want from me? Like,
okay. He, like, gets up and he sprints past her and into the room.
Mm-hmm. You see, like, Lucien, as this has been, like, time has passed. It hasn't been, like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Like, Lucien is now, like, halfway through the bowl of decently cooled down pot roast. Bread's gone. The rest of them are done friggin' eating. And Fingers has ripped a page out of one of the books and is folding a paper football.
I feel like friggin' Finch tries to open the door and it's locked. He's like, let me in!
You see, like, Lucien and Fingers, like, face, like, heads slowly turn towards the door.
I feel like Etheod gets up, unlocks it, and opens it, and friggin' Finch comes in. She's like, my mom is coming to talk to you. Okay.
What? And, like, freaking Fingers, like, is holding this, like, ripped up page of book, and he just, like, looks at Etheod and, like, sticks it in his pocket, shuts the book, and, like, shoves it in the corner. Finch's mom walks in, and she's, like, standing in the room, and the door's open. Do you shut it, or do you just let it be open?
I just let it be open.
Okay, she's gonna say, hello, my name is Adeline Green. You know this. Finch has expressed to me a wish to go with you on your journey. And they're all like looking up at her like, goodness.
I think Etheod like goes back over to sit with them.
Mm-hmm. With the guys.
Yeah.
Fingers is on the floor and Lucien's on the bed.
I think that Etheod sits on the edge of the bed. Yeah.
Okay. So you sit on the bed and she's saying, and I imagine that would be quite troublesome to you. She's like nodding her head like, right?
Not really.
No, I mean, we've already got so many kids, so one more. Well, I mean, you know, another mouth to feed and all that.
But,
he's 10. Yeah, he's 10. I don't.
There's not a lot of food that he can eat.
Well, what are you doing and why are you going there and why does he have to come?
He doesn't have to come, he just wants to.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just trying to find, you know, sanctuary. Look, we got attacked, and Fingers is gonna kind of, like, put his hand on his chest and, like, whatever. We got attacked, and we, you know, we got out of there, and we're all right now, and we're together, and we're gonna make it to the castle town, and if all he wants to do is come with us there, then, you know, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I mean, like, the reason that we are going to the castle town is because there are, you know, places there that can hold us and other orphanages and stuff. And it's far away from Waypoint Town, which is, you know, kind of a dangerous place. So maybe, you know, we could have a better place to live, better opportunities.
Well, how do I know that? I mean, you're all safe and you're not gonna hurt him or something like that.
Why would we hurt him?
I don't know. I'd never met any of you, and
well, I mean, we did fix his arm.
Yeah, I mean, why did the orphanage get attacked in the first place? I mean, what were they?
Well, you know, the orphanage gets, like, donations and stuff, and, you know, we don't have a lot, but,
It could be for any variety of reasons. I mean, you know, one of the kids, you know, escaped a bad situation, something like that, you know, like, and he's kind of, like, giving, like, the emotion, like, the appeal to pathos, and he sees her, like, you know, get, like, breaking a little bit, like, put her hand on her heart. And he's like, there's a lot of reasons why it could be. It doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes. Well, I don't know. I just want to make sure that none of you are, you know, you're going to take good care of him and that he's not going to be in danger. I mean, all you're doing is going to the castle town. What happens? What if you get attacked again by some nasty person?
Well, I mean, that's not likely to happen, but if it does, I mean, we got out of a different situation. And
good. Sorry. I was going to say, go ahead, roll an insight. Go ahead, roll a perception check.
17.
As you are talking and answering her question, how do you know that something else bad isn't going to happen? You see out of the corner of your eye, because you're like, oh, you're at the foot of the bed. You can hear Lucien kind of like shifting uncomfortably, and he's not saying a whole lot.
Okay.
And you get the sense that he's thinking.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not likely to happen, and if something bad does happen, we will make sure that he is a priority, as all kids should be.
We can't guarantee anything. So it's your choice.
But I'll be alright.
And she like at that she you know, like raises an eyebrow and looks at you when you say that, Finch. And she's like, "There's no. How can I send you, huh? There's no guarantee for your safety."
There's no guarantee for my safety here.
You know, he's right. Look, I'm sure it'll be all right. And Fingers is kind of like passes a look to Lucien that you can interpret if you want.
Yeah, roll insight. 17.
The look Fingers is passing him is if to say, hey, buddy, do you not recall the part of this where he blows all of our identities and we get kicked out, like to Lucien?
Yeah.
And he like looks back at Mom and is like, it should be, I don't anticipate anything else happening. We left them all behind. We were pretty, stealthy. And I think, look, I guess we can't guarantee that anybody's safe ever, right? Just like he said.
Well, Mom, I was with Dad when I broke my arm. And that Dad couldn't guarantee my safety with him, and then I broke my arm. But this man fixed it, so he did more than Dad would have done if I was just with Dad.
Now, Finch, don't talk about your father like that.
Well, it's not bad. He just is lacking skills.
He's very capable in many ways, and she says that to everyone, And she said, well, I just, and I worry, too, about this monster who burned the farm down, What if he's, around and does something nasty? They're still looking for him. They haven't found him.
Well, there's guards around.
Yeah, there's guards around, and he's like, kind of like looking at the freaking Lucien, like.
Well, and that was what in the farmlands. That's really far away.
Yeah, I don't think he would have made it out this far, unless he had help.
Why would he want to go to the castle town? There's so many guards there, and
because he's a maniac. My son was talking about him. Jack mentioning, his last name. His father, killed all those people during the war. Maybe he, went crazy. And you see, like, Lucien is like freaking. You can, if you look at him, you will see his reaction.
Yeah, I think that he kind of glances over at him.
Lucien is kind of just like looking off to the side, like has his face turned away from all of you, just kind of like looking to the side, like doing his best to maintain a neutral expression.
Yeah.
And his eyes are like wide open in the way that they are. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I don't think it's relevant.
I don't think so either, because we are going to be in the castle town, which will be safer, because there's a lot of guards and like royal stuff going on, so higher security.
It'll be fine. It'll be good for him, I think. Kids gotta go see the world, and frickin' Fingers is like looking at Lucien and like looks back up at her. And she turns to face Lucien and kind of crosses her arms. She's like, well, you don't have a whole lot to say, do you, Mr. Doctor? And Lucien's just kind of like looking up at her like he has no idea what to say.
He's not really supposed to talk to women.
Freaking Lucien like opens, like has his just mouth open in words that he cannot figure out how to put together.
Yeah.
Having just been like revealed his father's whatever, that being the part of the reason why they're so reticent to help them. This boy who says wild things, having this prejudice against Lucien without knowing him because of his last name. All those things, and then at the same time he has to lie about who he is, everything altogether. It's stuff that he's not usually subjected to, and when you say that, his face turns back at you and he like raises the corner of his mouth into a smirk. What do you mean he's not supposed to talk to me?
Well, not you just like women in general. It's like a religious thing.
Oh, and you're the one with the... I see. Well, listen, I know a few folks like that myself, so more power to you. And she, like, winks at him, and Finch is like, what's he talking about? Like, she, like, looks at him, and, like, Lucien is just, like, going back to, like, staring a hole into his own feet. Just like, what is that? Well, I don't know. I mean, Finchy.
Mommy?
You're gonna be safe, all right? You're my little boy.
I'll always be safe. And if something happens, I'll turn into a wat and I'll run back home.
You run right back home.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Really?
My little boy's growing up.
I feel like Finch runs and, like, hops into her arms and, like, hugs her.
And she, like, spins him around in the doorway. And is like, okay, well, let me get you packed at least. I'm going to pack some clean underwear just in case.
I have my adventure pack all wetty wetty.
Oh, my little boy. And she, like, takes you out. And the door's, like, left open. And Lucien, like, looks up at you and is like,
I'm going to close it.
Thank you.
I feel like Etheod goes to the door, closes it, and he goes, okay.
A few seconds later, like, Fingers opens his mouth to say something, and the door just opens. Like, you didn't lock it. Did you lock it?
No.
Okay, the door just opens, and Meredith walks in and is like, what was that about?
He's not supposed to talk to you because you're a woman.
Like, freaking, like, Meredith, like, looks at Lucien and, like, gives him the weirdest look, and Lucien is, like, not even really there, for real. She's gonna, like, turn back and, like, shuts the door, locks it, and is just like, wanna maybe fill me in on the events of the past few minutes? Well, you see, Mother...
that little kid knows who we are, and...
He knows everything about us. He knows everything about us. He knows who Ralph is. He knows everything. Straight up, no joke, 100p, blackmailed us into putting a good word in with his parents to have him come on an adventure with us to go to Castletown.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come. And that's that.
So, now there is 13 kids.
Excellent, lovely. I love that. I love being responsible not only for my own kids, but somebody else's. Thanks for that, guys.
What are we supposed to do about it?
I don't know.
He was a rat, apparently.
I don't know. I love you all. We'll figure it out. And she, like, opens the door and just, like, goes back. You know, she's like, I'm not going to leave 200 kids just with Sana and Leela. Opens the door, goes to leave, and sticks her head back in and is like, oh, are we walking? Because no. Huh?
I don't know.
We haven't gotten that far yet. Let me go, like, bat my long eyelashes at Mr. Dad and see what I can't do, huh?
So you are flirting.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna, ask him.
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking around. She, like, leaves.
I feel like Etheod turns around. He's like, that means flirting, right? Batting your long eyelashes.
Right.
What?
Some about killing a whole bunch of people. What's that about?
Do we have to learn any more deep, dark secrets of us?
Oh, you're quite happy to learn all my deep, dark secrets.
I didn't,
You didn't what, huh? I'm just asking.
Okay. I feel like Etheod kind of just looks down.
What do you want me to say? That was your dad, huh? Who was in there? Huh? In the orphanage? I know it all worked out. I mean, you and Yezi Yezi was so sure it'd be alright. What do you want me to say, mate? You want me to apologise? I just think it's funny what you think we need to know.
what is us knowing going to...
You ask me all these questions, I tell you it's irrelevant. You don't believe me. It is irrelevant. You just want to know because you're interested. Maybe next time, do you want to share, huh?
I don't see what this is going to do. Look, he's dead anyways, right? All the people that he killed are dead. It's a closed story. It's not like he asked him to do what... We don't have control over what our parents do.
Okay, so I was just ashamed. I'm ashamed of him and what he did. I get this occasionally. People recognize me by my last name. I guess I just didn't want you to know. You can't understand that. Not when it involves my family's safety. Well, I apologize. Now you know.
You're the one that brought Yezi in. That's why High Elf was involved. I feel like Etheod kind of sees how Fingers is looking at him, and he like immediately looks down.
I'm gonna go get some air. I'll be back. Don't freak out. Fingers is gonna like get up to go, and Lucian's like, I don't know if you should, mate. I said, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I just mean that, you know. Yeah, I told you don't need to worry about it. It's fine. But it's something, mate. I mean, if you just... Maybe I could... Do you ever stop? Maybe I don't want it fixed.
Is he talking about him limping?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lucian's gonna, like, look down in a way.
Can we stop fighting? I think we've done enough of that.
You know something about fixing tails? That's what I thought. I'll be back. Fingers gets up and leaves.
I think Etheod is just like standing there and he's just kind of like staring at the ground.
Lucian's gonna like... He's like looking at his hands. He's gonna kind of like just look up at you and say, "You alright?"
I'm fine.
I'm sorry.
Why?
It's alright. It really is.
What is?
People disagree sometimes.
It's fine. I found a book about dragons.
Did you?
Do you want to read it?
You're not upset with me? You can tell me if you are.
Why would I be upset with you?
Would you like me to?
To read the book? I guess, but am I supposed to be upset with you?
I would understand if you were.
Why? Just because you didn't tell us about your dad?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, that all. Some people have strong feelings about that sort of thing.
Killing?
I guess what I mean is, I'm half him, aren't I?
I hope that isn't true. Like, I'm fully both my parents. That would be bad. If personality and morals and desires and wants got passed on.
I thought your parents were alright, mate.
I don't know.
Yeah. I thought they took all right carry you and
Hey, what?
fix your meals and kiss you goodnight and stuff like that. You don't want to be them, and maybe it's because they're not worthy of wanting to be.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe we could stop. I just mean, just because he made you, doesn't mean that you control what he does. And also, he's dead now. And so is everyone else that he killed. And that's the end of that, I guess. And also, yes, he was involved with him, and Fingers is fine with Yezi, but she was killing people, and so...
Mate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to make excuses for me.
I'm not.
What are you doing then?
Trying to understand.
I guess it means a lot to him.
I guess so.
It doesn't matter if we don't understand, you know. It hurt him.
Okay.
I guess it was a poor call. It feels like something's not fair, and maybe it's not. I did what I thought was best, and I was ashamed. So, either way, I appreciate it.
Appreciate
you taking up for me.
Oh, I mean,
seems like something I can't get away from.
Yeah. Me too.
What are you taking up for me? I'll do my best to pull my weight.
No. I mean, like, I can understand the feeling of not being able to get away from stuff.
Stuff?
I don't know.
Just wanted to thank you.
Okay. Can we read the book?
I've got something else I want to thank you for.
Oh.
And you're going to have to sit there and take it.
No. Can one thank you be enough?
What don't you want to hear it, mate?
I feel this feeling within me, and it's very uncomfortable.
What feeling is that, mate?
I don't know. Why are you looking at me like that?
Happily, I'm quite happy with my situation.
No, I don't mean that.
I wanted to say...
Yes.
Really, I mean, I wanted to thank you for it, but I wanted to apologise for burdening you.
What?
Like this, I mean, I wasn't unexpected, but you stayed, you know. It's not been a moment where it's just us two, unless we were carrying a dead tiefling.
Right.
I wanted to make sure I said thank you for staying. Not leaving, I mean, I wasn't... If you'd left, I wasn't going to be able to go anywhere. No, I mean, that was obvious, but I didn't have it in me, the idea.
I didn't want you to die. You don't have to thank me for that.
I do.
Why?
Wasn't your duty.
But you know, if I left, I would have been just a coward. And I don't want to be that anymore. I'm not doing a very good job of it, but I'm trying.
You sure?
Anyways. And also, you know, if I left, it would mean that you died for me. No. That's not going to happen, so...
It's not going to happen because you're going to be safe. That's why.
Yeah. Do you think that I'm a burden?
How could I possibly? Mate, dragging me out of there.
But,
giving me a reason to I mean, clearly I needed that. The idea that I could fix this. He points at his leg. Even if it wasn't perfect, I needed a reason to. That was right there in front of me. You gave me that.
I don't think I gave you
did.
that. I think that the thieves gave you that. They're not even thieves, the tieflings.
What I'm trying to say, mate, you're not listening to me. So I had no intention of trying to escape.
Right.
I was just going to lay there. I was quite tired. I'm still quite tired. I want you to make sure that you knew what it meant to me and talking to me. I guess this is evident. I heard your little conversation, mate. You think I'm asleep. About me being worried. I guess I'm an anxious person. But just talking to you, both of you. I would thank him too if he was here, but just talking. It's nice.
That's good that it's nice, because I'm not very good at it.
I mean, I don't know what else I could ask you to do.
I don't think that you're a burden.
I try not to be. Hopefully I've been a bit helpful every now and again. Just wish I wasn't so much dead weight. Hopefully we don't have to get through any more little tiny holes.
Just lose some weight and then it'll be...
I don't think that would be a problem there.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
I also wanted to say I'm sorry if I scared you.
Oh, good God.
You sounded scared.
About what?
We were in the room.
Life is terrifying. Every aspect of it, every person is an anomaly. I have no idea how to navigate. I ruin every social situation I've ever been in. And I really wasn't built for this. He kind of just splays his hands open. So if I seem scared, that is just my natural state of being, I think.
I wouldn't want to add to it if I could help it. Etheod, I would like to, if it's alright, go to sleep.
Okay.
I think back in the orphanage, the thing that got me all, jumpy. Someone who I was gone away and we were apart. Either way, well, I'm asleep.
Right.
I can't be there to. I can't make sure that. Please don't leave. Please don't leave.
Okay.
Please don't go anywhere while I'm asleep, mate.
I won't.
I've got a favour.
Okay.
He starts lay himself down. Sorry to ask you this, but would you be able to go check on Fingers? I'll go myself, but I doubt he. Don't know if I've got it in me either way.
You didn't want me to leave.
I mean the area, mate, not my immediate side.
Oh,
I wake up and you're sitting on my chest or something.
I don't know. Holding your hand, maybe. Comforting you.
That would be comforting.
Okay.
Cheers.
Kanpai. He turns and he walks.
Lucien lies himself down, puts his friggin' the back of his hands clasped on his eyes, and he goes to sleep. By now it is about 8:30, so it's getting dark. And that's gonna be it for this episode of Nat 2. Bye-bye. Tune in next time.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 2-part episode because this is us in the future. We decided to record for 6 hours. So let's not release. We've already probably done that, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, 6-hour long
freaking
episode.
know. Anyways, so yeah, part 2. Come back for it. I guess
We'll use this one.
Well, we love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.